Warning: Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
We've talked about many topics. Let's now discuss your 7-point plan. And is it realistic? I mean, one of the things that you're talking about is paying African Americans for slavery.
Yes, sir.
Now, the President of the United States, how many presidents did it take to apologize for slavery? You have to know that that's not realistic. Reparations, it won't happen.
Well, sir, the Japanese were paid reparations. The people who are called Jews were paid reparations. Some of our brothers and sisters of the indigenous people who are called by the white man Indians, some of our brothers and sisters were paid reparations. And we can never say that it is unrealistic. It is a goal. It is a platform. It is a just demand against our oppressors and those who indeed owe us to repair the damage. So because you feel that it is unrealistic is not reason enough that the youth would take it from the 7-point program of action.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, I thought I was done talking about the whole non-action network situation. Our brother Melrose killed it. I didn't know that there was some more chicaneries that took place until after we did the last broadcast. So we're back here today. And I want to remind everybody of the good job, the stupendous job that our good brother Melrose did. Let's go here.
Hey, yo, as I look around this room, if you're 35 years old or younger, raise your hand. 4 people. So here's the thing. Y'all in trouble. Yesterday you had Al Green up here talking about we need a Secretary of Reconciliation, and then that's going to include what he said was reparations, which, by the way, wasn't reparations. Reparations is more than a check, but the very first thing it is a check. And come this year during the midterms and in 2028, if you don't have our check, you won't get no vote. No check, no vote. Yeah, I know that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what's happening. All of y'all in here, with all due respect, you're beautiful, but you're old. You're not talking to the youth. You don't know how to talk to the youth. You're trying to tell us what to do. We're not having it no more. So if you want our vote, you got to come with our paper. We're not scared of Trump. We're not scared of anybody. Biden is a racist. Trump is a racist. Kamala is a racist. And if you don't have our money, you don't get our vote. Yeah, not. Who are you? Oh, all right, yeah, so like I was saying, I'm going to land my plane right there, but the Democrats are no better than the Republicans. No check, no vote. Y'all take care. And somebody get my man a tissue. He needed.
Oh, how sweet it is. Without any further ado, family, y'all already know what I'm about to do and who I'm about to bring up. We had to bring up our good brother to talk about this. Our good brother Melrose, radio in the building. What it do, good brother? How are you doing?
Hey, yo, chilling in the building, live from New York City. Yours truly, Melrose Mike, Melrose Radio. What's poppin', church?
Man, what's popping with you? Salute to you. Salute to New York. Salute to everybody out there, the movers and shakers that's on the ground for the black grassroots that they ain't expecting to pop up, but just been popping up all over the place, from the burial situation to this situation. Oh, they've been looking crazy ever since, man. How are you feeling?
All's well, man. Once again, it's a pleasure, privilege, and honor to be here.
So I want to ask you, because like I said, I was talking to you a bit about this in the back channel. You know, I've actually been following your YouTube page for a while now, and I want to kind of play one of the first videos that I saw from you, and one of my favorites, to be honest with you. Let's go here.
Hey, yo, Melbuzz is officially on the boycott list. Being FBA isn't enough. If you're an FBA-owned business, but you're not FBA operated, you might as well be a white business. You might as well be a non-FBA business. I'm tired of these FBA-owned businesses not hiring FBAs. We go out of our way to support our people, but then they don't return the same energy. Melbuzz is on the boycott list. The food is very delicious. The quality is very good. It's very clean. but yeah, they're not FBA operated. You dig? So yeah, all of this is a dub. Yo, you cook this food? Who cooked it? Chef, all right. Yo, you cook this food? Yeah, nah, it's a dub, yo. Don't support any FBA owned business that act like they can't hire FBAs, especially when it's something as simple as food. You dig? It ain't like, oh, this is Tyler Perry's new movie studio and he needs to hire sound engineers and all of that. No, 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 no. Because when we go to their businesses, they do not hire us. And then you also do have a lot of FBA owned businesses that not only hire FBAs, but they hire everybody, you dig? But these other people, they do not return the same energy. So yeah, when you pull up to a so-called FBA owned business and it ain't FBAs predominantly running it and operating it, turn away. Do not support them.
Shout out to you, good brother, because that's one of the major things that I've always had an issue with is, people run around saying buy black, buy black, buy black, make sure you support black businesses. But then when you walk into the black businesses, you don't see black faces. You know what I mean? So that was one of my favorite videos that I've ever seen on your page. I got to give you a shout out for that one too, because you're not just pulling up on the politicians, you're pulling up on these people in business as well. So I got to give it to you, family.
Hey, yo, if you want to be FBA and have an FBA business and you want to have a majority non-FBA staff, then we'll just give you some reciprocity and allow you to have a majority non-FBA customer base.
Absolutely.
Allow Pedro and them to bring the motion in.
Exactly. And it should always be that way. We should never ever have any reservations about shutting down a business that isn't supporting our community while they want our community to support that business. And that's how I've always seen it, because like you said, if you want to hire Pedro, then you got to let Juan and Hector come in there and be your number one buyers, let them be your patriots. You feel me? But I want to ask you this, because you went from going over there to that Ghana situation with the reef laying ritual that they were doing, the little spell work they was trying to do, and you came up, Sister Brooke and Divine talks about how you brought the whole speaker with the microphone with you, so you came prepared. You already knew you had things to say. How did that come about, my brother?
Like I said, I listen to you guys. I listen to the New Black Media. I listen to TikTok Spaces. I listen to Twitter Spaces. I just see what's going on. I have the same internet as everybody else. And when people in the streets, and when I say streets, I mean the internet, social media streets, started talking about Ghana coming to New York, I was like, okay, are you familiar with my video from 3 years ago at that same location?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, when I heard that they were coming, I was like, oh, I've been there before. I've already, handled that. So I was like, whatever, if I have time on that day, I'll pull up. And the day before, I was like, oh, hey, I can make time. And I spoke with BX. And when she told me what time it was, I was like, oh man, 8 in the morning? I was like, oh, well, I just got to go to bed early. And then when I woke up, I kind of freestyled the whole, hey, let's have some music, because I think it was Professor Black Truth one time, or maybe a few times, he said something like, hey, it's Christmas, because they do broadcasts and uploads on Christmas and all of that. And he was like, hey, white supremacy never takes a holiday. It never takes a day off. That means black empowerment. We can't take a day off. And oh yeah, I know you want to have fun, but you got to make black empowerment fun. And when people say stuff like that make black empowerment fun, stuff like that resonates with me. And then I live with it. Like, I embody that. I'm making black empowerment fun. Like, whatever year I heard that, the moment I heard that, that just stuck with me, and that just added on to, you know, my whole repertoire and all that. So
Well, you
there's like, that's not the first time I, you know, brought, all I did was bring a speaker and a microphone, but there's been times where I've set up the whole DJ equipment, big tent and all of that. And all the politicians at the Harlem Day Parade, including that time, Mayor Eric Adams, had them all running off the block. They think they coming up to, oh, hey, oh shit, man, where am I? I gotta go. So, you know, what I did at the what we did at the thing, the burial ground, that was just part of the regular program.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not only did you make it fun, but you made it funny. You know, the fact y'all was out there playing "It's the government, it's the government." I was crying. I was sitting there like, yeah, see, that right there is how you do it. You know, and then, you know, people was able to get their say out, and you was able to talk directly to these people. They were trying to drown y'all out with somebody playing, what was it, a trumpet or a French horn, something like that. That's how much power you guys had, and I loved it. So it was no surprise to me that I look up, and I had to watch the full video that you had posted originally, because you had posted the video, and it was this disabled guy in the wheelchair, you know, and he was speaking on the microphone, and I wasn't really picking up what he was saying because of his speech pattern, you know what I mean? And I don't want to sound like I'm making fun of him or not anything like that. I wasn't. However, it's hard to understand this guy. So I'm like, are these the type of people? I thought that was the whole point of the video that you posted, right? I did not know that you were coming up right after that, right? So after I get done trying to figure out, well, why are they putting these type of people on the microphone? No disrespect, just trying to figure out if you're having a conference, what was the goal in that, right? And then here you come and you go and light it up. So what was the whole process of your day there? Like, I know I heard you on Torian's live yesterday say that it was a spur of the moment situation, that you just saw it was happening and you decided to go. Talk to us about that, my brother.
Yeah, for those of you not aware, after the burial ground regulation demonstration, Brother Black Alpha had Brooke and Divine to do a recap on his broadcast, and he brought up, like, just jokingly in passing, that, hey, Al Sharpton from April 8th to 11th is having the Non-Action Network convention in New York City, and I have a sneaking suspicion some of my certifieds is going to pull up. And then they all kind of just laughed it off, ha 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 ha. And even I was at home watching, I watched the rebroadcast, but I'm at home, you know, laughing it off, ha ha ha, and then just going about my life. And as the days are going by, it's popping. You know, I'm not even thinking about it. But then as I'm just strolling the street, and once again, by streets, I mean the internet, I'm seeing people posting clips, and I'm not even like really even watching the clips. I'm just kind of scrolling past them. And even if I shared it, it was just like quick sharing. But when I was watching Black Alpha's Friday broadcast, he was, you know, playing clips, and then I'm watching the clips and I'm like, oh man, this is some BS. But the final straw for me was when he played a segment where Al Green, if that's his real name, Al Green was like, hey, we need a Secretary of Reconciliation, and there's going to be some reparations in there. And Black Alpha, he started going off, and before he could even finish the segment with Al Green, I was just like, yo, I'm going to sleep because I got to be there in the morning. And in my mind at the time, I was like, yo, I'm going to just go and like wait outside the hotel. And when they're pulling up in the like Escalades and stuff, getting out, I'm going to record a video just basically yelling at them saying, hey, we're not with that Secretary of Reconciliation. That's not reparations. That was my plan. And when I went out there, I was out there for about maybe an hour and a half, waiting for, you know, that to come to fruition. So after nobody pulled up, and when I pulled up, there was like NYPD, military, they had all the big GUNs, and I'm like, oh yeah, so this is definitely where they're going to be at. And then after a while, they left.
Wasn't nobody in front of the hotel. I'm just the only idiot still out there. So I'm like, hey, there's a around the corner entrance. Maybe it's some motion over there. Go over there where it really wasn't no motion. So then as I'm waiting this whole hour and a half trying to just figure out what to do, I'm seeing elderly people coming in. I'm seeing special needs people coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing, and I'm looking, I'm like, wow, they're all here for this. And eventually I see like these two old ladies, and like one of them kind of walked ahead. Like maybe she had to use the restroom. She kind of left her friend. So while the other little old lady's walking, I'm like, hey, good morning, ma'am. Are you here for the conference? She was like, yes. I was like, okay, definitely enjoy. I said, and how much were the tickets? And she said, no, there's no tickets. You just got to register. I was like, all right, bet. So basically, I talked to some ladies. They pointed me to some gentlemen, and these were some gentlemen, young gentlemen. And I don't use the term YN. I really don't. But for lack of better words, just to give a description of what they were, these are basically two YNs that they done picked up off the street somewhere, and they left them in charge of registering people. And I'm trying to sit there on the little pad and be professional. And he's like, man, you don't even gotta do all that. What's your area code? They gave him a fake area code, fake name. All right, here, take this. So as they give me the thing, like the pass to go in that you put around your neck, as I'm walking, there's another like lady, maybe with another lady or something. They're unloading these things, and then she passes it to me, and I'm about to grab it. I actually have my hand on it, and she says, "This is the program." And when she said that, it like automatically registered to me. I said, "Oh no, thank you," and I just kept walking because in my mind I said, "Ma'am, the program is whatever I'm about to make it be up in here." So I go up the escalator. I go in the escalator, and then when I walk in the ballroom, by the time I walk in the ballroom, it's already going on. And they're like, hey, can you sit in the front? Because they were trying to fill it up. Now, by the time I talked, it was kind of packed. Not packed, but it was more people, a significant more amount of people. So when I first get in there, I'm basically sitting down. And like I said, this is a bunch of special needs people, elderly people. It was from the 8th to the 11th. They basically had a 4-day church service. And when I walked in, they were doing like prayer for the sick and shut in. They was like, hey, can all the visitors stand and give your testimony? And they had all the out of town visitors stand, get in the line, go one by one, and they're giving their testimony. And then when they was done with the out of town visitors, they said, we're done with the out of town visitors. We're now going to allow the New Yorkers to talk. And it was typical. Same thing with the out of town visitors. It was typical. Same thing with the New York visitors. It was extra typical because these are New Yorkers. They're part of NAN. They've been lifelong members. So everything they're saying is just typical. And then but while all this is going on with the New Yorkers, I'm like, yo, I'm a New Yorker. Maybe I could. I know I ain't part of NAN or no organization. I'm like, yo, maybe I could get up on the mic. So I just, unassumingly stood up, just looking around like, I'm nobody. I'm just here. So I'm standing, and ain't nobody coming to say, hey, you can't go. Who are you? Who are you here with? So I'm like, oh man, I'm about to have motion. And like you mentioned earlier, the brother before me, it was hard for people to understand. But the clip that's going around with him in it, that's me who posted that. And the reason why I kept him in there is because I wanted people to say, hey, why is that in there? Why did they post that? Because I wanted people to see the level of exploitation that be going on in the community that they be doing. Like the Democrats, the tethers, the gatekeepers, the shills. These are the people they're exploiting. They're exploiting our special needs. They're exploiting our elderly. They're exploiting our orphans. They're exploiting our most vulnerable. So that's why I kept that in there. We're not going to make that, because the main point is general reparations to fix all of that. But that's why I kept that in there. So like I said, as all the people are going, I'm like, man, I didn't even plan this. I didn't even plan to get in this far, let alone about to be able to say something. Do they know what's about to happen? I don't even know what's about to happen. So I'm just like, man, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know the spirit is going to lead me. Like, I never know because I don't be like sitting at home planning, writing this stuff. Whenever you see me in action, many of the times it's not even me recording. So it's not like I went up there looking for a moment and all of that. Like a lot of times when you see me, it's not me recording. It's just me somewhere freestyling. So as I'm waiting my turn, I'm looking around and I notice a few things. One, that besides like this little group of like maybe 20 something year olds, 19, 18 year olds off in the cut, I'm one of the youngest people in here. I noticed that. I look around, I see a bunch of 35s, I'm like, all right, that's their 35-year anniversary. They ain't make nothing happen in 35 years. I could play off of that. And then another thing I noticed, I was like, why is this nigga holding the mic for everybody? I
I
hope he don't.
noticed that too. I
Yeah.
was really like concentrating on why that would be, unless the only reason that I can come up with is that they wanted to make sure he could snatch the mic away as quickly as possible if somebody says something that they deem to be off-putting for them. So
And how did that turn out?
I'm glad you grabbed that mug up. Like, hold up, homie. Let me get that from you.
Yeah, so that's my whole, that's how all of that came about. Like I said, from watching the Black Alphas joint, waiting out there hour and a half, figuring a way to get my way in, and then, oh my God, I can speak? Do y'all know where I'm at? Do y'all know who's about to? And then, like I said, when I went up there, the first thing that like I said, one of the things I noticed that he's holding the mic. I'm like, all right, let me get that up off his hands. And when he didn't let go, I'm like, shit, if I let go now, this whole thing might, So I just held on to the mic. And then, like I said, first thing I did is play off the 35. Because usually when I'm in a situation like that, if you go watch my submission from the Brooklyn Reparations Committee in October 2025, first thing I did, hey, everyone in here, if your parents or your grandparents were born somewhere else, raise your hand. If you immigrated from somewhere else, raise your hand. Like, I like to get the attention of the crowd to let them know, like, hey, I'm talking to everybody, but this is who I'm specifically talking to. So that, when I bring up the under 35 later on, and you don't know how to talk to the youth, I got them engaged. So once I did that, I just started cooking, and then that was that from there. Now, if you want any questions about what went on during that, I got you, and then what went on after that, I got you.
Yeah. So one, absolutely, I love what I'm hearing here, because it just goes to show, like, you ain't putting none of this together. This is all on the whim. This is you just going through all the emotions, you dig what I'm saying, to get to that microphone. And then when you got there, you got to hold on to it, so, and I'm glad you did, because what you were saying was so damn powerful. I would have hated for him to try to snatch the mic away. It was like, oh, okay, guys, hey, because that's the type of stuff that they're on. So what was happening during the situation as you were saying what you were saying? How were they looking at you?
I saw about you will hear clapping, you will hear cheering. That was the 4 or 5 little 19, early 20-year-olds, that was them. And it was one young dude in the front. He was clapping the hardest. His mother was looking at him like, I'm gonna beat you when I get home. But he was like in his 20s or something. Like he was grown, but he was right there in the front. And yo, you're the first person I'm telling this. You know what I didn't even I haven't told anybody who was right there next to the young brother that's clapping dumb hard.
Who was that?
May have even been his son. I don't know, but it was the one of the brothers. I'm not even gonna say which one, but it was one of the brothers from the CP5 joint. He was there the whole time too.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was his son.
If you go watch the stream, they mentioned him. They were mentioning him, like, and the people that was giving testimony, they mentioned him. So but yeah, one of them was there. But most of the audience, like I said, there's special needs, and these people, even though they're elders and they're stubborn and they're stuck on the Democrat plantation and they'll try to shame us, I really don't like having smoke for them. You feel me? Because that's like your family member. We all have those family members, those old family members.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. So for them, even though because they're the predominant people in the audience, my main smoke was for the people on the stage, Al Sharpton, who was in the building somewhere, and just the general politicians, be they the DNC, the GOP, the shills, the tethers, the tokens, the bootlicks, the people that are consciously selling out and abusing and neglecting and taking advantage of us and our people. That's who my real smoke was for. But as far as the congregation that was in the building, you know, they with all due respect, that's family, but that's the slave crew, that's the plantation crew, and they really wasn't feeling it. Now there was a few people from in town and out of town that was in the crowd who, while I'm saying it, and not only did I see the light bulbs going off above their heads, but I seen the like glow in their face. I seen the glow around them. I seen the sense of relief. Like, oh my God, he just set me free.
Finally said it.
Yeah, like I'm saved. And I'll get to that part later. But by the time I get to Kamala's erasers, he's like, oh my God. And he was a tether, by the way. He was a tether, by the way, because when I said, who are you? It came out as who are you? When I really shouldn't have said nothing, because in my mind I was about to, what I really meant to say was, where's your family from? But I know that would have diverted the rest of the message. So that's when I said, by the time I get to Kamala's erasers, and he's like, oh my God, I didn't comprehend and notice it at the time. But what was happening at that moment when I said, who are you? By that time, Al Sharpton's security, the Three Stooges, I call them, it may have been four of them, but I call them the Three Stooges. They were supposed to, I guess, touch me or grab me and escort me out the spot. But, you know, I just stayed firm, kept going. And then, like I said, he tried to do a little yank, and I'm like, don't do that. And then I brought it right back, closed it, landed my plane. And as I'm done, my plan was already to leave, because I didn't want to sit around, and I knew they wasn't going to let me stay. But my plan was already to leave, so I'm leaving. And as I'm leaving, there's people in the crowd who, you know, they stand up to follow me out. Some of them to say, hey, man, I agree with you. Some of them to try to convince me that where we going to get the money from stuff. And then also Al Sharpton, the Three Stooges, they're following me like on the left. And then by the time I got out of the ballroom, there was the head of security for the hotel. They called him and like the rest of the security team for the hotel to come escort me out. And then it turns out the head of security was a dude I went to high school with.
So you're telling me that Al Sharpton security ended up catching up with you because they were told to escort you out of the ballroom?
That's who he was talking to. You saw as I'm giving my submission, and he's just up there. Hey, what the? Y'all telling me to do it? You do it. You know,
right?
They've been had them there. And I really didn't see them because I'm just focused. And I may have seen like one of them from my peripheral, but I'm really just focused on the crowd. I'm looking at the crowd, and the crowd, they were not really receiving it because, like I said, that's the old plantation crowd.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to clarify that because, you know, we're going to play the clip of Al, his response to you, but he said in his response, I don't see the person who did.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I wasn't there.
No, but he also know that he'd already asked his security to escort you out of the room.
Yeah.
So
oh no, he knew I wasn't there. He knew I wasn't there.
So these folks right here, this is just another prime example of how these people try to play in your face. They try to make it seem like they're so tough, or they speaking for us, or they really down for the cause, and they're behind the scenes doing a little funny stuff like that. How you going to send the security towards somebody to get them out of there and then mention, oh, I don't see him, I didn't see who did it? Get out of here. But let me touch on two of the things you said, because I truly enjoy and I appreciate that you did say these things. When you said that you left the first part of the video clip on purpose so that people could see how the Democratic Party take advantage of our people and take advantage of those who are vulnerable, I really appreciate that, because I've long said on this network over here that the Democratic Party targets people who are either disabled, either physically or mentally. And that's why when the Democratic Party lost the last election, most of the people that you saw crashing out, that was their mental health showing, right? People who actually really need doctors and help and things like that. So I'm glad that you did leave it on, because that's just another example of them doing such, you know? And then the second thing that I love that you said, who is you? You know, like that right there for me was one of the best lines I've heard in a long time, because it was like he was trying to cut you off, and you like, hey, homie, what? Who is you? Like, homie, just stand there and hold the microphone. That is your job. I don't want to hear nothing out your mouth. Just stand there. Right? Then you said, oh, okay, and got back to work. You dig me? I love that energy, and I love that you put it that way.
Because he was trying to take it, but then when I said, who's you? He said, no, they were trying to tell me something. And I was like, oh, all right, let me finish this.
I love that, family. But after which, you know, Al Sharpton, boy, I gotta tell you, I hope that man's lap band pop open and he explode like the Nutty Professor. I digress. He has some words, and we're gonna play his words. Let's go here.
So I'm glad that people are here. Let me say, in terms of our report for the year, and then we're going to go on with the program. Our young people are rehearsing, getting ready for this afternoon. Is our youth day. I heard somebody talk about young people that tell them to just stay around. They're going to see two people, afternoon, all of the youth in there. And I don't know, but you get provocateurs, because anybody that is talking to somebody younger than them holding the mic, then you know that they paid agents. And if you're in the room, if you don't like me saying that, I'll say it again. Because you cannot get reparations without putting people in office that's going to pay them. So talk that ignorance somewhere else.
All right, let's pause there. Would you like to respond to what he just said?
Not really. Like I said, I only started to see this part after I left, the day after I left.
Mm-hmm.
And like me, the type of person I am, like I'm the type to I said what I said, and then after that, you know, I really don't care. So whatever he's saying, I really don't care. I'm seeing a lot of people have been responding and basically protecting me and defending me, and much love and respect to all of you. I greatly appreciate, value, and adore all of you for that. I definitely respect it. But I could definitely defend and protect myself, but I don't got no comeback. Niggas can say whatever they want. I said what I said.
I can appreciate that 100-fold, family. But let me say this about him.
Oh, now y'all free to go in, do your thing, please. I love it.
Yes, sir. The nerve of this well-known agent, this well-known informant, a guy who said he didn't even know that he was an informant. He just thought he was doing the right thing, even though he was working with the mob. And, he was getting people hemmed up left and right. Don King, our sister Asada, he was trying to get her locked up. It just baffles me how a person who quite literally have been an agent for decades would even open his mouth and let the word agent slip out of it. Like, you think that you ain't going to remind people of what and who you are? 2 weeks ago on this very network, I was talking about the very same. Matter of fact, give me a hot second. Let's pull this up for a quick one. Let's go here. Yeah, he got caught up trying to make drug deals with the goddamn FBI. Oh, yeah. Let's go here.
For about 35,000 a kilo. But I gotta get more than one. Right. I mean, we're gonna do this like, oh, you know what, so I mean, 10 kilograms is like 350,000. That's a drop in the bucket. We can go bigger. Every kilogram we bring in 3,500 kilos. No, that's not. So I'm bringing 10, be like 3,500. That's a 10 target. We can, what he's going to do, we'll do what they do. If they can do it, 100 times over, let's go higher. 100 times over.
Now, that video is reportedly from 1983, and after it aired, Al Sharpton threatened to sue HBO for millions of dollars.
It was so bad that the man threatened to sue HBO. So I don't even understand how this man, who looked like he was doing the rugs instead of selling them or whatever the situation may have you. I don't know. Maybe that was the secret. Maybe the lap band never existed. But it just baffles me. It baffles me to the core that this man would even have the nerve to even call anybody an agent, let alone you, just anybody, period, point in black. That man should be keeping his mouth closed, hoping that the police don't come knocking at his door.
Hey, yo, yesterday I got a haircut. It was my first time back at the barber shop since both demonstrations, since the Ghana joint and the Al Sharpton joint. So when I arrived at the barber shop, everybody, they're laughing, cheering, yo, you already know, no check, no vote. But then these are Harlem OGs. My barbershop is in Harlem. So they're just like, hey, good to see you again. And they're like, yo, huh, huh, huh. Al, don't even worry about it. And all his little goons, even his security that was there, you gotta understand, these is brothers and gentlemen, because when I addressed that 35 and under, the 35 and overs, they heard it. And the ones that's been around, they like, nah, we not even mad at it, because a lot of the older, this is another thing, a lot of people, they talk about New York, what New York isn't, what New York isn't, and New York ain't. I've been finding out over the last few days, a lot of brothers now in their 60s, 70s, 80s, mid 50s, they was trying to put work in New York City for decades, but it's been primarily Al Sharpton. And they've been giving me other names that even I got to become familiar with that I'm not familiar with. But they've been giving me names like Al Sharpton. They've been talking about how he was undermining Khalid Muhammad and just the whole nine. They talked about how how they used to march with Malcolm X and protect Malcolm X. So I've been finding out a lot. And Al Sharpton, he's been one of the key gatekeepers in New York that's been just undermining our progress. So when I return to the barbershop, and just the word on the street is, yo, don't worry about nothing that him or anybody's saying. We got your back.
It's interesting that you mentioned that he was actually going against Dr. Khalid Muhammad, because that's something that I heard too. And that's actually one of the reasons why I played the Dr. Khalid Muhammad drop on this program today, is because I heard that he was trying to undermine Dr. Khalid. So I honestly, when you say that there was a lot of people that was trying to ride, and it was always somebody like him, Sharpton, coming through to stall the motion, I believe that 100% fold, in the very same way that Jesse was used to stall the same kind of energy every time people was ready to ride, So yeah, I believe it 100-fold, especially with Al. Let's let him continue.
People talking about we have been for all of our existence fighting for reparations, made every candidate pledge to it. You cannot get reparations unless you elect folk that's going to pay it. Who you going to pay yourself?
Can anybody tell me, Melrose, maybe you can enlighten me, or maybe somebody in the chat could enlighten me. Who in the hell did Al Sharpton make commit to reparations? He said every presidential candidate, we've had 2 Democratic candidates in the past 20 years, and neither one of them signed reparations on to us. So who did he have?
No. Don't do 20 years. Look at the 35 on the screen. 35 years. He said, hey,
That's
you've
right.
been around for 35 years making them pledge. Who?
Who? Exactly. So you got 3 presidents then. You got Bill, you got Obama, you got goddamn Biden. Which one of them did you have pledged to reparations? Because I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Hold on. If you're talking about the first so-called black president, Obama, this is what Obama had to say.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans. If there was a banking crisis, then you target money for the banks. If there was a national disaster, you target your money for the national for disaster relief.
That's not how America works. We want to give those young people and young Native Americans like them the support they deserve. We have to invest in them and believe in them and love them.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you?
That's not how America works.
President Barack Obama has begun new initiatives aimed at helping young American Indians or Native Americans overcome the many challenges they face, from poverty to substance abuse.
Why not target the African American community?
That's not how America works. And few have been more marginalized and ignored by Washington for as long as Native Americans, our first Americans. That's not how America works.
Why not?
Yeah, that's what Obama said, and we know what Kamala said. She ain't gonna do anything for just Black Americans. No. And then when it comes down to Joe Biden was telling all those quote unquote civil rights leaders to get behind Latinos. So do you have any knowledge of who Al Sharpton is speaking of?
He all cat.
That he is. All damn cat, brother. All damn cat. Let's go back here.
So you can, in one hand, say, don't vote for everybody, they racist, but I want reparations. Who gonna pay you? So either you paid or you stupid or both. I mean, I don't see nobody standing up. I didn't see whoever it was, but
see, that's the part right there. That's why I asked you. I wanted to make sure that his security was told to come and get you up out of there, because he's sitting there talking like, "Oh, I didn't see who did it." Then he goes into this word salad we ain't even gonna bore you with. But I'm glad you told us the truth about the situation. Even if you stood there, they would have escorted you out. So him saying that was an oxymoron. It's retarded. It's ridiculous. Sorry that I used the R word for those who don't like it, but it is. But my good brother, I want to ask you one more question before I get out of your hair. One of our good sister queens in the chat, our sister Miss Stacy, wanted to know this question, and I think we all want to know this question. We need an answer to the question that we all most likely have, my good brother. What did that man need a tissue for?
I think like his nose was running or something. It may have even started bleeding or something. It was something going on by the end of his submission. And I'm like, come on, man. I wasn't even joking. Like, I was being for real. Like, yo, this is who we have out here. Like, why is he here? Not to, and because, you know, special needs, elderly, and orphans, they are vulnerable, they are neglected, their voices are unheard. And even though he tried his best, his voice was still kind of unheard. And respectfully, not only did anybody understand what he was saying?
No.
While he's giving his submission, I'm really there, and my heart felt, you know, sensitive, emotional, trying to understand him and all of that stuff. And while I'm having that emotional connection and moment, and I kind of look to the right, and I'm like, hey, yo, if you listen, you'll hear me say, hey, yo, you'll probably even see me put my hands up, because it kind of just caught me and triggered me that the scamming tether sign language man was going off as if he understood what he was saying. I'm like, yo, my nigga, you just saying anything because you definitely don't understand.
Wait a second.
He kind of bucks his eyes a little bit, and he was like, oh, shit, nigga, I'm caught. And I was like, come on, what you doing?
Wait a second. So the signer was still going as he was speaking?
Did you not see it? Man, watch it.
I got to go back and watch that song because I was too busy. I was just I know a lot of people situation, right? Like
me too.
I missed that whole part.
Me too. No. But like I said, I'm looking at it from an emotional standpoint. I'm like, man, why they got him up there? There was an old hunchback black lady in her Sunday's best church hat with one eye. She didn't even have an eye patch. And there was just all types of special needs and elderly. Like, if you would have been in there, you would have been like, yo, man, what the, come on, who's allowing this? How did they travel here? Because all of them wasn't from New York. So,
Right.
you know, they're taking these long bus rides, train rides, flights, car rides, just to, for what? For Al Sharpton to keep getting money and for the Democrats to just keep, you know, abusing them and using them for their votes while everybody else eats and stuff. So that's kind of why I kept that in there.
You know, I'm glad you did, like I said, because really what's going on here, and you asked a great question, how do these people get there? A lot of the times, you know, you'll have these people like Al Sharpton funding buses and gas and things like that and telling people, hey, we're going to have this 4-day convention. It's going to be a praise convention and all this other stuff. So a lot of the times they're preying on people within different church communities. And they tell them like, hey, you know, you have an opportunity to go and sit and meet Al Sharpton, you know, civil rights legend and all this other crap.
And that's kind of lit to them. That's like, we're not really impressed with, you know, mainstream entertainers and whatnot. But for the people who are, that's like, you know, one of their favorite rappers or ball players or somebody like, hey, come hang out with me or something. Like, to the older group, that's their, you know, lit person. Like, that's why he had to go up there and talk tough to them to try to put off that tough image to them. Like, hey, we're still tough, you know, that thing for the older folks and whatnot. So I'm like, and he knows better. He's not going to do nothing to nobody.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I can understand why you ain't even worried about what he said. I think everybody is more outraged at the fact that an agent is out here screaming agent. And that's exactly what COINTELPRO has always been. Agents, infiltration, them calling or trying to claim other people within the organization are agents to sow mistrust, or, you know, and the fact of the matter is, you're the only person that was there speaking of sense. And that's why the young community applauded.
We the only people that was there. Yeah, it was me, but the reason why everybody's, you know, so hype is because everybody did like, oh my God, if I had that opportunity, I would have been able to do the same thing. And you better be able to do the same thing. That's for whoever you are. And it don't gotta be some elaborate convention. It could be wherever you at.
You're absolutely right. God dang it. This ain't rocket science.
You know? Yeah, and it ain't no back and forth thing with nobody. Real quick. Like, you know, the lead up and the build up with the whole if you 35 and under and all of that stuff, that was just, you know, the introduction. But the main segment was under 2 minutes. Affected the whole world under 2 minutes, and we all have that ability. We can all do it. You just gotta want to do it. And whenever you're in a situation, don't worry about it. The spirit will lead you and everything will flow properly. You just got to stand up, man, and say something.
I'm gonna be 100% with you, and I appreciate you saying that too. A lot of the times, the people who stand up to say something never expect they're going to be the person standing up saying something. You know, it a lot of the times the ancestors will put a battery in your back that'll make you, that'll irritate you so much just by sitting there listening to these people. Cool. You was there, I don't know how long, all day?
Nah. I was there from about maybe 8:30 to 9:30, maybe 8 o'clock to 9:30. Around like 9:45 is when I was probably in there. And then by the time I did my submission, it was probably 10:15.
So 2 hours of hearing the tether and
no, 2 hours. No, about 30. No, about 20 minutes of submission. Because like I said, I was outside for an hour and a half, just kind of hanging around trying to figure it out. But the whole in there to give my submission, and then even with what happened in the hallway afterwards, all of that was probably like 25, 30 minutes the most. So I really didn't even
30 minutes is still 25, 30 minutes too long
for a 2-minute submission. Facts.
For these type of people to listen to these folks. Yeah, god dang it. It makes your brain want to rot. Family, please tell everybody where they can support you. Let everybody know where you are, your YouTube, your Twitter, your X, your goddamn TikTok. Give them all that, brother.
Hey, yo, I have never in my life received this much attention and notoriety, and I am completely overwhelmed with inboxes, text message, phone calls, emails, DMs, comments, shares, and all of that. And I appreciate it, but I cannot answer everybody. So the best way to contact me for general, serious general inquiries, and then also business inquiries, go to www.melroseradio.com. For business inquiries, go to the booking section. And then for general inquiries or business inquiries, go to the contact us section. If you'd like to send me any music, send it to melroseradiolive@gmail.com. If you send it to another email, I will not hear it. I'll automatically delete it. But yeah, as far as my social media and any donations you'd like to send, you can find all of that information at www.melroseradio.com. Hey, yo, Church, I appreciate you for having me on your platform. Shout outs to your audience, and I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for your continued contributions, efforts towards our reparations and general justice and Black empowerment. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Peace.
Peace to you, my good brother. Much love to you, and thank you for everything that you do behind and in front of the scenes. It's real easy to be behind a microphone, being out in the streets as well. That's a part of the job. So every time I see you, whether you're doing your job on this side behind the microphone or doing your job out there, you are always riding, my brother. And that's why I always want to make sure we give that B1 salute to people such as yourself, because you are out there. We are out there. And we're the only people that's speaking for our interests out there. And I'm going to show some of that here today as well. We're doing the job that we're supposed to do, and we're getting called agents for doing the job we're supposed to do, while the agents in the bunch are getting called civil rights legends.
You already know, no check, no vote.
All day, my brother, and I stand on that with you. The couch party will win again, since they want to play games with us. But much love to you, my good brother. I will speak with you in the back channel, family. All right, family. Much love to our good brother. I want to thank our good brother for coming on. Our brother Melrose Mike, aka Melrose Radio. Make sure y'all go to his website, www.melroseradio.com, and make sure y'all support our good brother. Now, family, like I said, these folks out here calling people agents, and they're out here the ones moving dead in our faces like agents, as if we can't see what the hell we're seeing. We're seeing right in front of our eyes them pulling this agent behavior. And this is why every time Al Sharpton showed up to the hood around some real ones, he didn't got called out for it. In the very same way that Messy Jesse got called out for it whenever he came to the hood, because these folks do not operate in our interests as foundational Black Americans. So the nerve of goddamn Skeletor here, let me pull this back up, Skeletor here to run his mouth about any damn body, anybody, when you're sitting here quite literally a paid shield, paid by the Democrats. Paid by the Democrats. You are on the plantation. How are you trying to sit here and call someone an agent for actually getting away from it? This is the problem with these people. Like I said, as the thumbnail states, this man must be back to smoking the smack, because god dang it, this right here is smack activity. Let's let him finish it, then we're going to continue, because I want to let you guys know, and just so Al Sharpton know too, our brother Melrose, this ain't his first rodeo. Don't think that he's a one-off. Our brother's out there. Let's go here.
Thank you, Miss Lee. If you could introduce yourself at the microphone.
My name on the joint is Mike Blackman.
Okay, thank you.
You got me?
Yes.
All right. Hello. Good evening, everybody. If everybody, including the commissioners, could do me a favor, if you, your parents, and or your grandparents immigrated from somewhere, please raise your hand. Anyone on the commission, ma'am, raise your hand, please. Immigrated, came from somewhere else. No, ma'am, don't project that onto me. Pardon me, quiet, please. You're taking up my time.
Y'all heard what they tried to do? Oh, well, we all immigrated here. No, don't put that on me. Raise your damn hand.
Pardon me? So, ma'am, raise your hand, please. All right, so we have one lady that's part of the commission that for some reason is ashamed of her heritage. And that's, ma'am, reparations isn't a remedy for racism. Reparations is a debt that's owed from slavery. Reparations is more than a check. But the very first thing it is a check. And that goes to the living descendant survivors of slavery here in what we now call the United States of America. I need you commissioners to have the same energy for us, for our lineage, that you have for these illegals that come over here with $0 in their pocket, no shoes on their feet, and then within 24 hours, they got Jordans, the newest cell phone with the watch to match. So I need you to have the same energy for us, because you don't have them doing a million studies and commissions all over the city and state. You don't have studies and commission all over the city and state when it's time to give millions, billions, and trillions to Israel. Netanyahu, he's setting up drones. My man right here, he got a drone, but Netanyahu, he has guns and bombs on the drones, and they're killing people out there. Y'all don't have studies and commissions when it comes to send money to Netanyahu. Y'all don't have studies and commissions when it comes to send money to Ukraine and all this other stuff. So stop playing with our money, get us our money. And if the language isn't right, everyone get one of these papers. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to fill out the QR codes, and it'll help disaggregate the information and the language and get everything right. And Kathy Hochul, I know you're listening. If you don't give me my money, I'm gonna land right there.
Thank you.
Once again, shout out to our good brother Melrose. And see, that's another thing. I gotta make sure that Al knows who he messing with, because our brother Melrose isn't out here doing agent activity such as yourself, Al. You know, our brother out here is actually trying to mend relationships between FBAs and Puerto Ricans. You know how? Let me show another clip of our good brother. This is how our good brother is proposing we mend our relationships.
Hey, yo, since we all black and Puerto Ricans can call us niggas just because they grew up around us, well, since I grew up around a bunch of Puerto Ricans, I want to hereby declare that on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 2026, I am the official chairman, president, and founder of the Puerto Rican Independence Party. The goal of the Puerto Rican Independence Party is for Puerto Rico to gain 100% independence from the United States government. If you're Puerto Rican living in the United States and you want to repatriate back to your indigenous Arawak Taino motherland, holla at your boy. We'll get you a first-class ticket on the San Juan Express, you dig? Yeah, since everybody could be over here up in all politics, starting the Alpo Panther Party and all of that, yeah, we want to do the Puerto Rican independence movement. Yeah, let's get that popping. We can make AOC the president, make J-Lo the vice president, have Bad Bunny the Secretary of State. Yeah, they're going to be their own independent thing.
Shout out to that good brother Melrose once again. Like I said, he out there doing more than I've ever seen Al Sharpton ever do. I've never seen anything that Al Sharpton has done that wasn't self-serving. So when this man is talking about agents, while folks know your history, Yeah, brother, I don't think that you should be doing such. I don't think you should be doing such. I want to show people how these people were out there talking in comparison to our good brother Melrose. So you have this chick here by the name of Maya Wiley, this chick, and she says some real disrespectful nonsense when it comes to the whole Voters' Right Act situation. Really the SAVE Act, excuse me. She says something egregious, just like James Clyburn tried to do, but she wasn't even just trying to water it down. She had to make it very plain and simple for people. Don't call it the SAVE Act. You better call it the Slave Act. Let's go.
Which should be called the Slave Act. Because when you have a master or a monarch, it's the same thing. And when you try to tell voters they should not have the power to vote unless they can prove their citizenship, when the state already proved it, and the Constitution gave the power to the state, and when at the same time they're coming for birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship is what Black people won because we fought the Civil War, demanded the end of slavery, and insisted that we were citizens. That part. So when you hear SAVE Act, no, it's Slave Act. Know that this is about coming for our power and knowing that we have prevented it from passing time and time again because we've worked together and asserted our power together. And we need you to continue to make those calls, speak it out loud, and tell them no, and make sure our communities know it ain't about saving, it's about enslaving.
Family, I don't know who this woman is, nor do I care. Clearly, our sister Brooke, shout out to her, knows who she is. You mean this Maya? Child, bye. She already lost the mayoral race, so she's a loser as well. Okay, all right, makes sense. All right, while she's over there talking about a bunch of losing nonsense. Okay, Democrats have no one but a bunch of losers, straight up losers. You know, big L on the forehead. You know, we might have to start calling a lot of people loosum. You know, anyhow, send them pre-written delineation emails. Family, let me go ahead do this real quick. Make sure y'all what's going on here? Hold up 1 second. 1 second, family. All right, let's try that again. There we go. Let's make sure we get those emails out. However, this is who's out there speaking. This is who's out there speaking, and what they're speaking about is nonsense. Let's run it back just a little bit. This slow roaster just a little bit. I'll turn her up a little bit so we ain't gotta wait. Let's go. Okay, first and foremost, the SAVE Act being the Slave Act, because when you got a master or a monarch, it's the same thing. Where's the monarch when it comes to these illegals? You know, they made the decision to come over here, right? You do know that they made a conscious decision to come over here knowing what the consequences could be, correct? So now breaking the law when you're not a Black American, that is basically, that is forgivable. You can be called a monarch for enforcing the law on people who isn't supposed to be in this country, is what you're telling everybody. And a monarch versus the master, is irrelevant because they're not under a monarch, because they could just leave freely. There is no pum pum to these people's heads telling them to stay here under the oppression that you guys call oppression of Donald Trump. Anytime these people want to, they can pick up their belongings and head straight to the goddamn border and head back to wherever they want to go. So how is that a monarch? You see, these people, I think that they're just trying to get to us. But since they haven't been getting to us, they're trying to say more and more egregious nonsense to see whether they can get a reaction out of us. Because why else would they be doubling down on this illegals comparison to slavery nonsense when they know that is really forcing them to hemorrhage our votes? And the people who've already left, it ain't getting no closer for anybody to walk back to that plantation with y'all speaking like this. So it absolutely makes no sense unless somebody gave them the order to do so. That's a good question, my brother Trey. That's a great question. Should we abolish not showing identification when we get our pum pums, liquor, and Mary Jane? Hell, should we abolish IDs on the road? I mean, if we're abolishing identification, how about abolishing identification to get inside of federal buildings? What about abolishing identification to get on a plane? I mean, I would love to just walk into nightclubs without having to give an identification. I mean, where does it end? I don't even go to nightclubs, but you get my point. It's just highly nonsensical that you want to hone in on one area of the law that you don't like and just basically attack it as if, oh, well, this right here is fascism. This right here, the fact that we want to protect the borders, that right there is fascism. That right there is monarchism. And you got a room full of disabled elderly people who's just sitting there listening to all of this and soaking it up. And this is the type of rhetoric that they bring to us. They don't bring this to nobody else's community. They don't take our issues over to the Latinos and tell the Latinos that the Black issues are Latino issues. They don't say, hey, reparations for foundational Black Americans is a Latino issue too. Because, you know, if they get paid reparations, then they're going to stimulate the economy. And, you know, a bunch of Latinos work in the economy and that'll be good for everybody. I've never heard them talk like that. I've never heard them say, hey, you know, an anti-Black hate crime bill that benefits all of America. So everybody needs to get on board, because if not, it's fascism. It is monarchism. Have any of you? I don't want to be speaking out of turn. If y'all heard any of these people go to these other communities and speak like this to them, then please let me know in the chat, and I will most humbly apologize. But as it sits, I have not, and I repeat, have not seen nor heard any of that in any time, damn election year, in any year. I don't hear them talking about all the missing Black children that comes up missing every damn year. Hundreds of thousands, like clockwork. Hey, this is an issue for you guys too, because if it's happening to their children, guess whose children are next? I don't hear them talking like that. Let's let her continue. How did the state prove their citizenship? How? How, Sway? You can't just say nonsensical crap and think ain't nobody gonna goddamn ask you questions. How did the state prove their citizenship when they are called illegal aliens and they're inside of the state? How is it proven? And we know they're talking about illegals because y'all whole spew is keeping ICE away from voting booths. So if y'all trying to keep ICE away from voting booths, that means that it doesn't have anything to do with legal citizens who can vote. The people who were born with birth certificates here in America, the people who does have a social security number and had a social security number since their date of birth. So you got to be talking about people who don't have a social security number. You got to be talking about people who don't have a birth certificate here in this country. You know how the state verify citizenship? By having you in their database with a birth certificate, by having you in their database with a social security card or a passport, or whatever else that's government issue, that's an identification, because there's many, you know, your military ID, the things such as that. But if you have none of those things, how does the state verify that you're a citizen? You can't. Because places like California and goddamn Minneapolis and all these other places that think it's a good idea to give these illegal identification cards and goddamn driver's licenses, with those things alone, you could just walk in and cast a vote. Especially if they were registered. You guys can't hear me? Can you, before we continue, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, don't put nothing in the chat. There's no audio on the video? Okay. All right. Miss Nisi says she can hear me. Shout out to our sister Hurricane Nisi, as well as our sister C. Phyllis Davis. Shout out to all of y'all. I didn't do the shout outs like I usually do, but anytime y'all know, anytime I have a guest, I usually don't do the shots out at the beginning because of the fact that I like to not play with their time, and I like to jump right on into it. So much love to each and every one of you for being here, family. But okay, y'all can hear me. You say you can't hear the video? The video's not playing. The video's not playing. Can y'all hear the video? Want to make sure y'all heard the video. Okay, I see. I see. All right, I see what happened here. My apologies, family. I didn't switch it over. My apologies, family. It's been a day, but it's been a good day. So, you know, just bear with me. Bear with me. Let's go back here.
Already proved it. And the Constitution gave the power to the state. And when at the same time, they're coming for birthright citizenship.
All right. None of those things has anything to do with us. Like I said, You guys want to protect and keep ICE away from the voting booths for one reason and one reason only. Because the people who don't have to worry about ICE have their birth certificate, has their passport, social security, or whatever other ID form. Not just that, but they're in the database as American citizens. So even if I lose my identification card and I get pulled over, the police can run my name and my birthday, and my information will come right the hell up. Why? Because I'm a citizen. I'm in the database. And I don't know how you try to tie that into birthright citizenship when, once again, that does not pertain to us. They're not eliminating all of birthright citizenship. They're eliminating the misused conception of what birthright citizenship is. Namely, any person that drops a baby off on this land is a citizen. And that is not what it was intended for. And that is not the interpretation that it was used for in Juan Kim Ark either. But they damn sure trying to make it seem like it is. And yes, the Constitution gives the power to the state to hold elections. It does not give the power to the state to allow any damn body participate in them. Let me say that again. Yes, the federal Constitution gives power to the state to hold elections. However, it does not give power to the state to just let anyone participate within them. It is that simple. And you guys are acting as if this is a foreign concept. But I know your life's on the line. Your pockets are on the line. Your beloved Democratic Party is on the line. So you're willing to go all the way to the end of the earth in order to mislead your people into a burning building. Knowingly mislead your people into a burning building. Is it any wonder why she did not win her mayoral election? Because people are not putting up with her shenanigans or chicanery. And the cold part is New York. That's Tether Central. She couldn't even get the Tethers to vote for her. And those are the people that she's stomping hard for. Do you see how irrelevant these people are? Do you see why Al Sharpton had to come out and say what he said? It was Al Sharpton. He didn't send somebody else to say it. He had to say it with his whole chest. That was stupid of him, but he did it. He came out. He had to say it with his whole chest because he knows he don't have the ear of the youth. He knows he don't have the ear of the streets. He knows he don't have the ear of the black grassroots. None of them do. None of them do. Let's continue.
Birthright citizenship is what black people won because we fought the Civil War, demanded the end of slavery, and insisted that we were citizens.
Okay, then why are you always trying to give it away to another group? Oh, I'm glad you said that. That makes all the difference. We won birthright citizenship because we fought the Civil War and we demanded our freedom from slavery. Okay, with that being said, since you made it very clear and apparent that you understand that's what we got forthright citizenship for and why we won that for ourselves, then why every time we turn around, you numbnuts are trying to give it away to some other group? Make that make sense to me, please. You can't, because it doesn't make sense. And this is why it was important, and it is important for us to be in a room when they're having these nonsensical conversations too. Because it may be nonsensical to us, but guess what? There is some Nabisco sitting in the background ready to pour all their money into these people because they know they're not going to come and do what we're doing. They know they're not going to speak up in the manner in which we're speaking. They know they're not going to bring forth the issues of the day. And what's the issues of the day? Foundational Black American empowerment. That is the issue of the day. That is the issue of yesterday. And that is the issue of tomorrow. You will always have to deal with us, and these people know it. So people like her, the Nabisco, is sitting right there in the back of the whole damn building. Like, yeah, that's my Negro right there. That's my mammy. I'm going to put $100 million behind it. I'm going to put $200 million behind it. If you cop Mala, I'm going to put $2 billion behind it. In the words of my brother Melrose, this may not be what them folks want to hear, but God dang it, this is what it is. And this is what it's going to be. Shout out to our sister Hurricane Nisi in the building. Al Sharpton has his ears, has the ears of the deaf, dumb, and decrepit. 100. And I 100% approve of that message. God dang it, you cannot even argue that. The people who still support Al Sharpton are the people who just believe anything they see on the news. No matter whether it is left-wing news or right-wing news. These are the people that refuse to move away from the lamestream media. These are the same people that tell their grandchildren and, their children that you better get away from me with that technology nonsense. I don't need to watch no Church of Black Power. I don't need no Black Alpha. I don't need no Jason Black or Tariq Nasheed. That they can stay on YouTube. I don't need no Vicky Diller, no Lisa Cabrera, no Tory Rain. I don't need them people on YouTube, on the internets. I got my CBS. I got my CNN. I'm out here with MS Now. Exactly, my brother. Basically, them old niggas. These are the people. And I'm not talking about, and I make it clear, y'all all know that when I say these old niggas, I'm talking about the people with the mindset that they refuse to change. They refuse to continue to elevate. Because the elder all the elders know that you never stop learning. You never stop growing. You're always growing, elevating, evolving as a person. And if you're not evolving as a person and you're stuck in your ways, and the ways that you're stuck in haven't been working for over 60 damn years, and all of a sudden you see a new generation come up and everything that you've done in 60 years is overshadowed by what they've been doing in 10, yeah, you one of those old niggas. Especially when you see that everything that they're doing in that 10 has overshadowed everything you did in 60. But instead of saying kudos, I support what y'all doing. Kudos. I'm glad that we walked so that you guys could run. Kudos. I'm happy that this generation is doing what our generation had to start for you guys. You guys get to finish it. We don't get the kudos. We get, oh, y'all just don't know what y'all doing. Y'all don't know how politics work, don't you know? We've been fighting for reparations for 60 years, he said. I got to run it back. Excuse me.
But, yeah, okay. I told, I was at college and the guy stood up talking about, I don't reparations, made every candidate play about we have been for all of our existence fighting for reparations, made every candidate pledge to it. You cannot get reparations unless you elect folks that's going to pay it. Who you going to pay yourself?
You folks are failures. If you've dedicated all of your existence fighting for reparations, and you've had 35 years of the non-action network, you, sir, are a failure. Because if you made every president that was Democrat in 35 years pledged reparations and they have never done it, you, sir, keep stopping for the same damn party that you forced to pledge reparations, and they're showing you to your face that you are not worth their time. Damn what you demand, and you're still stopping for them, but yet you calling other people agents. You are a failure, sir. With a capital F-A-I-L. You, sir, failed. Yeah, that's why we're not listening to these type of people. That's why the youth isn't listening to these type of people. How are you, a person who hasn't gotten anything done for our community in over 60 plus years, 35 with your organization specifically, did nothing, but yet you want to sit here and try to talk smack about the people who are out there speaking towards our interests, speaking towards our people's interests, speaking on what we need in our communities. All of a sudden, up is down and down is up. Well, the Bible did say that he shall make down up and up down. So you can see how devilish this whole situation is. Let's get back over here to this harlot, Scarlet, Jezebel. Never mind. I ain't going to call her all that. I don't know her lifestyle.
That part. So when you hear Save Act, know it's Slave Act. Know that this is about coming for our power, and knowing that we have prevented it from passing time and time again because we've worked together.
Prevented what from passing? She's acting like this has been an act that's been being pushed for, I don't know, 10 years, and they keep bringing it back. 60 years, they keep bringing it back. No, this came about because Joe Biden cracked open the floodgates and let people just rush on into America all willy-nilly, no background checks, no nothing. And in Democratic states, you guys are making a big huff about ICE being at polling booths. If you guys want a fair election, then it would be a fair election. But you don't want a fair election. And that's why you don't want ICE at the polling booth. You want people to come who aren't citizens to be able to vote. Because those are the only people that would be scared away. We gotta keep reiterating this. Gotta keep reiterating this for the youth. You dig me? So that the youth know that they're playing in their faces. I hope that because Al Sharpton said that the youth choir was in the back getting ready for a performance. Okay, I hope everybody that's a part of the youth choir heard what our brother Melrose said and said, yeah, you know what? Yeah. I hope it goes home, the seed that our brother planted in soil. I pray that these people water that seed and they sleep on it and they wake up to a fruit being grown in the tree of knowledge that our brother planted in their brain. That's my hope. 9 times out of 10, the children are only there anyway because they're being forced to by their parents or grandparents or whatever. Y'all remember how the church situations used to be. Don't act like y'all don't. And if our brother said this was just a 4-day church ceremony, you know damn well who those kids came from.
Asserted our power together, and we need you to continue to make those calls, speak it out loud, and tell them no, and make sure our communities know it ain't about saving, it's about enslaving.
Who's slaving? Like I said, family, this is the opposition to people such as ourselves, to people such as our brother Melrose, who was there. You dig what I'm saying? This is the other side of the fence of Melrose. You have him speaking on code, and this is what it looks like when you're not speaking on code. So, of course, the only person in the room who's actually speaking on code for our interests is going to be labeled the opposite of what they are, the agent. Well, not the opposite. They're going to label him the agent while they pretend to be the people who stand on business. Nah, buddy. Nah. And like I said, it wasn't just that. They blatantly in your face with this nonsense.
Every single person in this room is maybe 1 degree removed from someone who is a Black immigrant and someone who at some point in their life had a visa status that was a little wonky.
Nigga, please.
You see how far they're trying to go with it? Every person in the room, that's not even a 1 out of 5. That's not 1 out of 10. That's 1 in 1. Every person in the room. Continue.
That's what I mean when I'm especially talking about people who are undocumented Black people, folks who have temporary protected status.
Why do I care about undocumented Black people? Notice how they tried to make it seem like it's about Black people. Undocumented Black people, but they just care about the undocumented, period. That's why she's there. Are you telling me this woman is a Black American? She's foundational Black American? Anybody? I don't think so. I don't think so whatsoever. This woman looks like she's from, I don't know, somewhere in the Caribbean. And I don't mean half and half. I mean full blown, I don't know, Rihanna. Maybe she's from Bermuda or something like that. She does not. One instant did I look and say, oh, she could be FBA. Nah. As soon as I saw her, I was like, who the hell is this tether ass woman trying to sit here and tell it Barbados? Thank you. I was said Bermuda. But still, you get my point, damn it. You get my point. I looked at this and was like, yeah. I don't even know why these people are playing in our faces. While this woman, the last woman sitting there talking about the SAVE Act is the Slave Act, you got this woman over here trying to compare everybody and talk. Everybody in the room got immigrant connections. She's probably from Trinidad. I wouldn't be surprised. I know for a certain she ain't from here. She ain't black, but speaks for blacks. Exactly. Trying to. This is my point. These people consistently does this. But yet they want to call our brother Melrose a goddamn agent. You're putting, quite literally, you're doing exactly what COINTELPRO has told us for decades that they do. Slide Al out. Al brings out other goddamn freaking agents. And everybody there is pushing their agent agenda. It's the same damn agent agenda. Very same.
TPS, folks who may have DACA, all these names and acronyms that are being thrown around. But I think we have to ensure that Black immigrants are treated as they are, which is central to democracy. And
I would have to agree with you there. I think that it is essential for Black immigrants to be getting treated the way that they are. It's essential for democracy. You're absolutely correct. The way that they're getting treated right now. That's essential. It is very essential that all of them is being treated the way that they are right now. And maybe, just maybe, they'll get some act right. Maybe, just maybe, they'll learn their place and stop trying to disrespect and shoehorn their way into our business. Maybe, just maybe, just maybe, they learn that you're messing with the wrong ones. You know, the Most High children should not be touched, and they touched on the wrong people. Pause. Maybe, just maybe.
not separate from it. When we have what has been discussed here today, poll taxes, you need to get your passport, all these things that we know the SAVE Act and other things are saying for people to vote. When we have TPS being stripped away, when we have every single Caribbean nation as of January this year.
Did not say she Caribbean. She made sure to spit out Caribbean. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Now, where in the Caribbean? We're going to find out. I'm going to put out a reverse picture search and see where the hell in the Caribbean this woman is from. Oh, honey brown sugar. Thank you for the reminder.
We? We.
Because we are not the same. They not like us. That's it. That's all. Anyhow, let me give a B1 salute to our good brother, Black Truth United. Much love to you, my B1 warrior brother. Thank you for your Cash App. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your donation as always and all your contributions, good sir, as well as our good brother Antithesis. Much love to you, and thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contributions as always, my good brother out here supporting a certified salute to you, my good brother. Now, let's let this woman continue.
Being banned from the US in some shape or form, we're in trouble. And they're going after Black people, and they're trying to see how far can they go with us, who may be a more vulnerable population.
Who's us? Who's us? I can clearly hear a Latino accent in your voice.
Who may be a more vulnerable population, to then exact that in the larger population. It's like in and out, because Black people in America have had stories to tell. So,
family, this woman is quite literally Latino. She is a Latino. I can hear it in her voice. I hear the accent. What is this woman talking about? Why is she even there? Why is she speaking as if she has any say in Black America. What is going on here? Who is this woman? This is just a random ass Latino. Family, exactly. You're in trouble, not us. I don't even know who this is ridiculous. Who's us? And who's the Black people too? Not this woman. And yes, my sister, I must
send in the clowns.
Exactly. She out here rolling her R's like she is Tina Turner rolling on the river. And I ain't never, never, ever heard anybody that sounds like her claim to be Black until it's beneficial to be Black. Jesus Christ. Continue.
It's really important that we treat it as central to democracy, and that when we fight for all. We name what's true.
Why? Why should we have to fight for all when, when we fight for all, everybody gets what they need in their communities, but when we fight for ourselves, everybody does what you guys are doing here. You see, when we're fighting for ourselves, everybody is trying to gang up on us and say we should be fighting for all. But the all doesn't fight for us. Your Latino community has been going around here talking nonsense ever since these goddamn deportations started. You would think in your mind, in the mind of a person with sense, the good sense that the good Lord gave them, the Most High gave you sense for a reason. These folks refuse to use it. You would think that if you want my help, that you don't go and spit in my face and then tell me to do it. No, I'm going to whoop your ass. And not only am I going to whoop your ass, every time I see you, I'm going to whoop your ass. So what makes you think that we should be out there fighting for all when everybody, quite literally at this point in time, we have seen it from the beginning, from the end of 2024, all the way to now. And really before then, you can go back to 2020 when all these people thought they were just so damn good. Jules lazy, no money for Jules. When they thought they were just so in there like swimwear. Oh, y'all just jealous that we're getting money and you guys are welfare queens and all this other nonsense. Even though they were getting money from our tax dollars, which makes them honestly 100% full welfare queens. But yet, we've seen all these people disrespecting us. Then, when you get your whole little chat on, I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. When all that goes sideways, Donald Trump gets in the office and now y'all leaning sideways like it's a Houston song, getting put out of here, getting tossed over the border like Jazz and Fresh Prince. Now it's everybody must fight for you all. And when we said no, y'all got disrespectful. The Mexicans got disrespectful. The other Latinos got disrespectful. The Africans got disrespectful. Some of the Asians got disrespectful. The Native Americans got disrespectful, the so-called Native Americans, because we was claiming our indigenous. And they ain't like that. But they were getting deported. And still getting deported. So all these people has consistently, and I mean consistently, have been fighting for themselves. They have been disrespecting us while we've just been minding our business. But yet you think that you can come and tell us And you said it to a room full of black people, you Latino Caribbean woman, that we should be fighting for everyone, when everyone has already bent over and tried to give their ass to kiss. And since we said, damn the kiss, here's a foot to that ass. Now everybody want to, oh, we should be fighting together, strength in numbers, you can't win the war by yourself. When we said Black Lives Matter, and I ain't talking about the organization, I'm talking about quite literally just the saying. When we said Black Lives Matter, it was Latinos, Asians, it was goddamn Indians, red dot and so-called. All of y'all talking about, well, all lives matter. All lives matter. This is the exact same thing that you're doing right here. You're trying to all lives matter our interest claim, and we're not letting you. And that's pissing all of y'all off.
Demand what we need, and we invest in the populations that we say we.
You don't have the right to demand anything at all, because you're not owed anything. There's only one group of people on this landmass that has the right to demand any damn thing. And that's why y'all need us to fight for you, because y'all don't have the right to demand any damn thing. None of you. If you came here of your own free will and fruition, then guess what? Whatever you've gotten from this country after coming here, that is it, and that is all. You've already gotten a better life. You said you came here for a better life, right? You've gotten a better life off our backs. You don't have the right to ask for a damn thing. That's it. That's all. I don't even know why this is such a hard thing to conceptualize. I don't have the right to a damn thing in Barbados. I don't have a right to a damn thing in Jamaica. I don't have a right to a damn thing in Puerto Rico. I do, because Puerto Rico is now part of America. So I do have a right there, I guess you could say. However, anywhere outside of America, I do not have a right to a damn thing. And that goes equally double for you all. That goes equally double for you all. None of you, and I mean none of you, are owed nothing in this country. In the very same way, I'm not owed nothing in Africa. Well, actually, I am. Reparations. Let me rephrase that there. In the very same way, I'm not owed nothing in Brazil. In the very same way that I'm not owed nothing in the Caribbean. Now, the Caribbean, they're owed something by the Caribbean. You don't see me over in Jamaica telling them what we must demand to do, because those Jamaicans will look at me crazy and probably try to chase me out of there with a machete. They won't do it to the Asian, but that's a different story for another day. It is very important that everyone understands none of these people are owed a damn thing. That's it. And if you're not satisfied with what your choice was after you made your choice by coming to America, if you're not satisfied in America, there is a simple answer to your question of what should you do. you should go home. You should leave. You should go back to the place that obviously must be way better than America and way better than what we fought for here and way better than what you're able to do here off of our backs. If your home is way better than all of this in America, all that we didn't fought to open up the doors for and all this other stuff, if you're oppressed here, maybe you should go home and not be so oppressed. Because then you'll be back in the country being ruled by people who look like you, who has your lineage, right? That should be the whole goal of everybody who comes to America that don't like how America operates. At the end of the day, there is a way out. There's a boat going back to your homeland. There's a plane going back to your homeland. Let's be honest. Because as I stated, we actually built this country. The equity of this country belongs to us. And so do the demand. We're the creditor. They're the debtor. They owe the debt. We want our money. So everybody else, such as this woman here, and everybody else that was there at the whole Nan festival over there, just know that this ain't going away at all. It's going to get louder and louder and louder, and you won't be able to drown it out. By no means. Now, let me give a B1 salute to our good brother, Drew Laston in the building. Much love to you, my good brother, for your Cashapp donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, good brother. Now, I also hold the phones. Let's see what's going on here. There we go. All right. I want to show you also some of the things that was being said here. Let me pull this down real quick. That wasn't on the political side. I want to show you the kind of people that was in the building. To shout out to our brother Melrose once again, because the brother was documented. And I want you to hear at least one of these dudes. Let me go here, family. 1 second. There we go. Let's go here.
Finding the potential loss of the right to vote because we are not, we're ethically doing it. So if it's last time you have to put on your full armor of God so that you stand firm against the schemes, of the devil. Right now, all of these great panelists that we heard from today have been doing, or not today, that we've heard from during the course of this convention, have been helping you guys put on that spiritual armor of God. Right? Like we heard from Campbell, we heard from Buttigieg, we heard from Lawrence, we heard from Morning Joe, a whole bunch of great speakers who told you about this administration in different ways to help you prepare. Right? Now, when you're battling against this administration, we're not battling a battle against flesh and blood. This is a battle against principalities. This is a battle against authoritarianism.
Let me stop there, family. Number one, this battle that we're dealing with, you notice how they're trying to say what we say when we say this is more than just a physical battle. This is a spiritual battle. We're coming to get our just desserts, what is owed to us, what's due to us. And the ancestors is moving with us in order to make it happen. They're mimicking that talking point, but they're using it in order to benefit other people. Now listen to who he's going to start talking about and what he starts talking about when he talks about a spiritual battle. He's not talking about our reparations. He's not talking about an anti-black hate crime bill. He's not talking about giving some real policies to the foundational Black American community. He's not talking about clearing out these illegals out of our areas so that our children and our children's children will actually have the resources necessary in order to grow and actually be a successful citizen. No. Listen to what he had to say. This is what his spiritual warfare is all against.
This is a battle against wickedness in high places. Now, what do you mean by that, Mo? I mean, we have the kind of president, right, that in a second decides to wage a war that none of us asked for and use $85 billion of our taxpayer money to do that. All to hide from the fact that his name is in the Epstein files more than Jesus' name is in the Bible. Wickedness in high places. I'm talking about we got the kind of president that takes SNAP benefits to get away from hungry mothers and their children so that he can give tax breaks to him and his rich buddies that are also in the Epstein files. I'm talking about wickedness in high places. I'm talking about we have the kind of president that press a button and drop a missile, 2 missiles on an all-girls school and kill 160-something little girls. Then hold a press conference to pray. I'm not even making this up. So that his missiles can kill more innocent people. Right? It got so bad that he got a rebuke from the Pope, the actual Pope. We're talking about wickedness in high places. So people hear it, man, it is time to put on that spiritual armor of God so that we can guide ourselves against the spirit of this person in office. Right? We need to go out, we need to vote, we need to stand strong like we did back in the 60s. And we need to take back our house. And we need to take back our Senate. Right? And once we do, we make this lame up president have no more power. Okay? No justice, no peace. That's it. That's it. That's
Notice how everybody there, all of these old Negroes and all of these other folks was sitting there applauding that nonsense. He didn't mention nothing that had to do with Black Americans. He didn't mention not one issue. But yet, he's not an agent and Melrose is? No. All these people right here is a key example to why foundational Black Americans, it is very important to have the new Black media. Because these folks, this is what they're talking about behind the scenes. This is what they're saying when they're Nabisco daddy. Go ahead and purchase them a nice little ballroom or whatever to go ahead and get together. You better be preaching my message, though. These are the same people that will tell you that you're born a sinner and then turn around and tell you also that Jesus died for your sins. Did that go over anybody's head? Let me say that again for the people who are far in the back of the classroom. These are the same people that will tell you that you are a sinner. You're born in sin. Will then turn around and tell you that Jesus died for your sin. These are people of confusion. These are people of confusion. And these are people who are confused. And if it doesn't get any worse, before we go here, let me go back here to the broadcast that I did a couple weeks ago. And I want to I'm going to play a little bit more of this because I want to remind everybody, once again, it's already well known that this man is a Fed and he's been working with the Feds for a long time. Exactly, my sister, hypocrites. People of chaos. Absolutely. Let's go back here. He threatened to sue HBO because they put him on blast. But at the end of the day, ain't that you, Sharpton? Wasn't you out there trying to make deals to get birds? $35K a bird? Which goes to show that this man didn't have no real connections because, you know, my homeboy used to have a connection. It was 10 a key. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? That was just back when I was younger. You know what I mean? I knew people back then, but I'm just saying. This man didn't even have no juice with the people he was getting the loot from. He was out here charging $35K. Anyhow, let's go here, family.
I was not and am not a rat.
Reverend Al Sharpton has come clean about his secret past as a government informant. CBS 2's Dave Carlin tells us the activist admitted to helping the FBI bring down some of New York's most wanted.
I was not and am not a rat.
The Reverend Al Sharpton identified as confidential informant CI7, now admitting he wore a wire for the FBI. He helped the government go after boxing promoter Don King, music executives, and mobsters, including Vincent the Chin Gigante, who famously wore his robe and pajamas in public.
I was cooperating.
Sources say that cooperation likely started after he was nabbed in a drug sting caught on video. Helping the feds may have helped him. But Sharpton says he went to them because members of the mob wanted him dead.
They were threatening to kill me.
Sharpton is kicking off his National Action Network convention this week with headliners President Obama and Mayor de Blasio, who defended Sharpton.
I think he has done a lot of good for the city of New York and for this country.
Retired NYPD Detective Sergeant Joseph Jackalum says unmasking any confidential informant troubles him. You never want this because we need people to help cooperate, so this is an unfortunate incident. Sharpton said.
What did he just say? Hold on, family. I'm going to run that back.
He has done a lot of good for the city of New York and for this country.
Retired NYPD Detective Sergeant Joseph Jackalum says unmasking any confidential informant troubles him. You never want this because we need people to help cooperate, so this is a...
They never like when their informants get outed because they need people to help cooperate. They need people to tell them and be snitches and run over there and be fat, blubbery bastards like dang Al Sharpton was. Which means that he's continued to be an informant all that time. And now since he's been outed as an informant, they can't use him anymore. Or so they want you to think. But that guy is being called a civil rights legend, by another ambulance chaser by the name of Benjamin Crump. Shout out to Black Alpha for this one. Let's go.
There are times when we pass the torch, and Reverend Jackson, he often blushes about how Reverend Jackson mentored him. I have to believe, Reverend Al, that Reverend Jesse Jackson was awfully proud but awfully at peace knowing that there was somebody to pass the torch to a new civil rights leader for America for these times such as these.
Nigga, please.
Did you take a stupid pill with your breakfast this morning, Admiral?
What the f does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Number one, if you're going to pass the torch, if you're going to pass the peas like we used to do. Hey, pass the peas like we used to do. Hey, pass the peas like we used to do. If you're going to pass the peas, if you're going to pass the torch, why the hell would you pass the torch to somebody who's freaking on their damn last leg too? I want to pass the torch, but I'm not going to pass the torch to somebody with fresh legs. I'm going to pass the torch to somebody who's been running as long as I've been running. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Can somebody please make that make sense? In a relay race, when you're passing the baton, everybody ain't running at the same time. Let me say that again. In a relay race, when you're passing the baton, everybody isn't running at the same time. You got some people who are ahead, who are just waiting. You got some people farther ahead who are just waiting. And so when you're running the person who starts out the relay race, they're not passing it to somebody who's behind them, who's been running with them the whole damn time. No, they pass it to fresh legs, and then the fresh legs take off. So I don't even know why Ben thought that that was a great analogy to use, that the torch was being passed to Al Sharpton when he was alive during the very same time that Jesse was. He was alive the very same time in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s to the 2000s and the 2020s. How in the hell has the torch been passed to somebody who's about to kill over? Let me stop. I'll digress. Let me also ask you this, family. Have you noticed these tap dancing, bootlicking Sambos are running around here giving each other nicknames? So Benjamin Crump just anointed or tried to anoint Al Sharpton as the new civil rights leader. When the niggas, anyway, he's trying to say that he's the new civil rights leader. I played on this platform a few weeks ago that this dude, Al Sharpton, gave Benjamin Crump a title. And what was that title, family? The AG of the black community? The Attorney General of the black community? And I said, how the hell is he the AG of the black community when he ain't indicted nobody for the black community? This is a settler. He settles. That's all he does. He has never won a case. He's never taken anything to the courts for us and beat a case. This man is a settler. He's a settler. But moreover,
you's a cool nigga.
So who says that he has the right to come and give anybody any type of notoriety? Excuse me. Who says that this man got any type of sway to say, hey, this man is the new civil rights leader? In a time where foundational black Americans are running around here saying, quite literally, we have no leader. The code is the leader. And that nigga right there does not look like the code. He looks like the outdated code. He looked like an out of shape code. He looked like a code that's about to break out of his seams. I hope, like I said, that god dang it, that lap band that he got cutting off his hunger in his stomach just busted. He explodes up like goddamn Nutty Professor on any stage he touch. What makes y'all think that that man is a leader, or we will accept him as a leader? I mean, this is how divorced from the black grassroots these people are. When you can call somebody from the black grassroots who is actually speaking on code, who is actually speaking about black American interests, who is actually speaking about the nonsense that is going on with the Democratic Party, you can call that person a goddamn agent, and you folks around agents promoting other agents.
Yeah, again, let's thank Reverend Al for taking the torch and being our civil rights leader.
Get away from here with your nasty self and take those white people with you. You know how white people smell after the rain, like wet potato chips. Now get out of here.
You speak for yourself. I don't even know who R is. I don't know. Like it's gotten to the point where I've taken R out of the vocabulary in my vocabulary. I don't even have an R in my alphabet, my alphabet. I removed the R from the alphabet on my end. So I don't know who you're talking about when you say R civil rights leader.
For the United States of America. I love you, Rev. There are times,
family, I got to get to the facts. They want to call us a goddamn agents and provocateurs. But it's the Democratic Party that's been running around here saying that immigrants built America. It's been people within your party that's been trying to remove and erase and actually take away our birthright here in America. And it's us in the Black grassroots that's having to correct it. Somebody put this video up the other day, and it is very, very, very important for everyone to see it, because it's just so much truth in a 30-second clip. This is for all the immigrants. So explain to me, like I'm two, how did immigrants build America? And you just pulled up to our docks. Now, this is Ellis Island, 1892. Let's go. Shout out to Pete's the Geach. Yeah, we got evidence of you guys popping up and everything already being built. Let's go back a few. Let's just go through some things here. This is you guys pulling up to the dock. The dock is fully built. The immigrants didn't have to build Ellis Island. Ellis Island was already built. When you keep going, you're looking at New York. Oh, there's New York. It looks like it's already built. Oh, yeah, you can see the Statue of Liberty from the boat that they're on. It's already built. It's already built. It doesn't look like a place that needs immigrants to build it, does it? And it's not no shanty brick, right? This is brick and mortar. So this ain't no like straw little, buildings or nothing like that. This ain't mud huts. This is brick and mortar. Already built as people jumping off the boat. So how does immigrants build America? But we're supposed to just fall in line with their agenda. We're supposed to fall in line with their agenda. And many of us are saying hell to the goddamn no. But yet, Al Sharpton wants you all to vote for more Democrats to put them in office because he says that they'll fight for reparations. That's what he said, right? You need to put somebody in office that's going to actually sign the reparations bill. That's what he said, right? While you have people like this man running around here. Hold on, let me pull this down for a hot second. You got people like Jim the Django Stephen from the Django Clyburn saying this.
I'm sorry? You want to know if you support reparations? I support reparations right in that name. You need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair. It's cash, being cash payments. Hell no. You never get it. Why not? That's why we need your support. You got a lot of power. You will never get it. You have a lot of leverage. Let me ask you.
This is your Democrat. This is the same Democrat that was sitting on stage with you talking about the SAVE Act is taking people back to Jim Crow. This is the same man who sat right across from you who said that, God dang it, why we always effing with him? You don't call these people agents. You ain't say he's an agent. But this is the man that you're telling us that we got to vote for to go put our vote behind if we want to get reparations. And he telling you, hell no, you're never going to get it. It's never going to happen. That man turned into a whole In Vogue song. Never going to get it, never going to get it, never going to get it, never going to get it. And he's saying it with his whole damn chest. So miss me with the we must vote for people who's going to actually put it through. You hear him quite clearly.
You get our support. We've been dedicated to you for a very long time. Will you listen? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. If you are mulatto and you are allowed to get an education, and this person is not allowed to get an education, how will you measure which one to do what? I was allowed to get an education, but I'm still. That's not the point. You're talking about the law. You're talking about the law.
Nothing that man said made any damn sense. What the hell does a mulatto getting an education got to do with my reparations? Not a damn thing.
About my wife, whose grandfather was white, and therefore her mother could get educated, but her daddy was African and could not get educated.
What the hell does that have to do with anything, Jim? So your wife, who's half white and half African, as you said, who's half white and half African, what the hell does she have to do with our reparations? Your wife wouldn't qualify. And this is what we're seeing a lot across the board. Jim Clyburn quite literally just said that he's no different than Byron Donalds saying he wouldn't give reparations or he wouldn't support reparations because his mother, who is Jamaican, wouldn't get it. That's exactly what this man just said.
How do you measure that? But Africans get educated now. You support Africans getting educated right now. We're living in Africa. You're living in America. I know you got more sense than I got. I understand that.
Yes, he has more sense than you have. He has way more sense than you have, Jim. Because while he's sitting there explaining to you something of common sense, you're sitting here trying to take all the commonality of the sense out of it. And then when he told you that, hey, Africans are getting educated, you're like, we're not in Africa. Exactly. We're in America. So why are we talking about Africans, stupid? Why are we talking about people across the globe when we're right here and we're owed a debt and you're talking about education for a goddamn half white and half African woman that you decided to marry? Which has nothing to do with us. And these are the people that Al Sharpton says you got to vote for and put in the office in order to get it passed. They also want you to believe that there's only one racist party. And the fact of the matter is, we all know that there's racism on both sides, but they quite literally tried to make it seem like, oh, no, it's just the Republicans and Donald Trump. But like our brother Melrose said, both parties are racist. And their constituents, they're racist. The liberal is just as racist as the Magite. The Magite is just as racist as the liberal. Let's go here, family. I want you to listen. In the background, this brother here is at one of their protests. This is a Democratic protest. And he's asking the question about abortion and why is it okay? Or why is the Democratic Party pushing abortion? And why are people okay with the Democratic Party pushing abortion? Listen to the response that he receives from one of the Nabisco women there.
A liberal, a Democrat, in the pride LGBTQ community. So you support LGBTQ?
What?
Do you support LGBTQ?
I believe in all.
No, that's not what I asked you. Answer the question. So you support LGBTQ?
What?
Do you support LGBTQ?
I believe in all.
No, that's not what I asked you. Answer the question. Do you?
What?
Do you support LGBTQ?
I believe in all.
No, that's not what I asked you. Answer the question. Do you support?
What?
Do you support LGBTQ?
I believe in all.
No, that's not what I asked you. Answer the question. Do you support LGBT?
That's your Democrat liberal, ladies and gentlemen. That is your Democrat liberal, ladies and gentlemen. You saw what they just called this black brother. And whether or not I approve of the question or not, it does matter. It matters not. My point in showing you this is that everything that our brother Melrose said is absolutely goddamn correct. And these folks want us to ignore this type of activity. These people want us to ignore the fact that this is on both sides and nobody is bringing us tangibles. So we don't give a damn who says what, because on both sides, they're doing things like this. They're doing things like this. Run it back.
LGBTQ community. So you support LGBTQ?
What?
Do you support LGBTQ?
I believe in all.
No, that's not what I asked you. Answer the question. Do you support LGBTQ?
I don't know enough about it. They do.
Huh?
I don't know enough about it. I believe
You don't know enough about it?
I believe it's chromosomes. And
Do you support
hormones.
LGBTQ, the people that stole God's rainbow and made it their demonic symbolism for their community?
No.
Do you support them
I
people?
have taught-
Do you support
I-
that
we have
ideology?
taught. Okay, I do. I taught 30 years.
That's not godly. These are the things which defile a old woman.
Okay.
But to eat with unwashed hands does not defile a man.
Okay.
She just said the N-word, the hard ER. She's racist.
Okay, are you finished talking? Because I don't know my.
Do you agree with that she's racist?
Of course. I don't know her.
Do you agree that you're?
I don't know her. I'm talking to you.
The
You
fruit,
just-
the
okay,
fruit.
look.
Now notice, he asked her, do you believe she's racist? I don't know her. This man is standing right there with his fellow Democrat calling a black man the N-word with the hard ER. She made sure to say it with conviction. She said it with her chest. She even said it like an old lady would do, with shaking her fist in the air. She made sure to get that point across. And yet this man right here can't even say that she's racist. This is what's in your Democratic Party. This is what they want you to be voting in alignment with. You can't make this up. Exactly. Straight up deflected. Straight up deflected. It is very simple. You hear somebody calling a man, a black man, who ain't even having a conversation with that person. This woman quite literally inserted herself into the conversation by calling the young man the N-word with a hard ER over and over again. That's all it is. You should be able to say the truth, tell the truth, but they're on code, just like the Republicans are on code with their Nabiscos. And just like the Republicans and the Democrats are on code against us.
what she's representing.
Go like this. Go like this.
Sir.
2 ears.
I mean, sir,
one
yeah.
mouth. 2
Did
ears.
she just say-
one mouth. 2 ears.
And now he's telling him to shut up because he's calling out the fact that that Nabisco woman called him an N-word, and he can't even say that it's racism. He can't even say it's racist. So now he's telling people to shut up. He is trying to eliminate the man's grievance. And I'm glad the dude kept talking.
I know, but let's talk about her,
Close
the
this.
person you're protesting with.
Open this.
Why? Because there's nothing good about her, right?
No,
it's nothing good about her. She's a racist, and she just exposed her racism.
Hold on. Can we stop segregation amongst blacks? Don't matter if you don't want to link yourself to the motherland, just stop. Let me explain something to you here, Autumn Roots. Welcome to the Church of Black Power. I'm going to answer that question, and I want you to take this however you hear it. Hell no. Let me let you understand something here. And I'm gonna say this once for the people in the back with the old school helmet on the top of their heads that, you know, the yellow bus wouldn't let them on without. Foundational Black Americans ain't out here messing with you Africans, or messing with any Africans, or slandering Africans, or slandering other Black people. It is Black folk, or melanated mops, melanated other people who quite literally are in our spaces minding our damn business that pays us. So no, all this, can we just stop this? All the Black people, blah, 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 damn all that. Anybody who's out here speaking against foundational Black American interests is going to get the smoke. These hands is rated for E for everybody. I don't give a damn if you Black, white, Puerto Rican, a goddamn dinosaur, an Asian giraffe. I don't give a damn if you a goddamn a turtleneck. I don't give a damn what you are. If you are disrespecting us, you're going to catch these hands. If you are denigrating us, you're going to catch these hands. If you are sitting there trying to insert yourself into the business that does not pay you, you're going to catch these damn hands. And so it behooves everybody around the damn globe to see us standing on lineage business and shut their damn mouths about us. It is that damn simple. I don't give a damn if you a domestic coon or if you a tether. I don't give a damn if you a goddamn a freaking alligator or if you a hippopotamus. Keep our goddamn names out of your mouth and you wouldn't have this problem. Don't come to me asking, can we just stop the division amongst all the Black people? We didn't divide anybody. They divided themselves and they stood where they made their decision. And we're standing where we made ours, and we're going to war over what the hell we are owed, what the hell our families need, and what the hell we're supposed to get as American citizens. But more specifically, as foundational Black Americans in this country, hell no, we ain't about to sit here and kumbaya with no bootlicking, samboing, tap dancing mother lover who's running around always worrying about somebody who is not there.
Massa, is we sick, Massa?
So with that being said, either you accept that for what it is or take it how you want to. At the end of the goddamn day, do not come up into the Church of Black Power asking, well, can we just stop all the division with all the Black people? Well, can we just leave it? Man, let me tell you something, family. I'm glad that mother lover said that. Hold on, family. I want to pull something up because in one of my other broadcasts, as a matter of fact, was it this broadcast? It might have been this one. Hold on. Let me see something here. I think it was this broadcast. Someone left me a comment asking me, well, why can't y'all just leave Al alone? If y'all got a plot and a plan, why don't y'all implement it? Why don't you leave Uncle Al alone? And I said, the fact that you called this man Uncle Al, you are disqualified from this conversation. That man ain't no uncle to mine. That man ain't no uncle, no kin to me. All these people that want us to slow the roll or slow down, we're going too fast, we're going too hard on these people. These are the same people that is opening up the floodgates and the doors for a bunch of damn illegals to come into our neighborhoods and take all of our damn resources and push us the hell out. These are the same people that opened up the door for gentrification in every goddamn city that we're in. These are the people. These are the weaklings. We ain't weak over here. We know what we need to do, and we're doing it. We know how we got to stand on the business and the square of our ancestors, and we're doing it. It is everyone else that is sitting here running up against us. And all we was doing was minding our own damn business. So for the 10, 15 people that just dropped the hell up out of here, good. This message is not for the weak. This message is for the riders. This message is for those with the fire in their belly, which no man can dispute, that goes out there and hold these bootlicks accountable left and damn right. Because God dang it, if we don't do it, ain't nothing getting done here. Ain't nothing getting done if we don't do it ourselves. And that alone should piss everybody the hell off. Because what the hell is those people in the office for? Whose will are you doing if you're not doing the will of the people who put you in office? Damn all that nonsense. And with that being said, see your way to the exit, please. Family, ain't nobody gonna come over here talking about stall anybody out. I'm from Cali. We don't stall nobody out. We don't do no damn stall out. If you want the smoke, you're gonna catch all the damn smoke. And if I run out of smoke, damn it, I got somebody I can make a phone call to. I'll get plenty more smoke if you need the smoke. But you're going to get what you asked for. Don't sit here and then that's that same stuff that they do with these goddamn tethers. Why y'all so mean to the Africans? Can we just stop this divisiveness between the Africans and foundational Black Americans? Blah, blah, blah. Get your sad ass away from me. Don't bring your defeatist ass energy over here. This is not a people of defeat. This is a people of warriorness. This is a people who not just changed global dynamics, but we do it every freaking so often. We ain't even got to wait every 2-3 years. We're changing it anytime we say we're changing the damn dynamics. You better take that to Roly Poly's goddamn live stream. You better take that somewhere else. Mark Lamont Shield or somebody. A B1 salute to Unlost FBA. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold. And I appreciate your contribution as always, family. Keep spitting that fire, brother. No, family, I'm going to be honest with you. That ain't me being angry. That's me being very passionate about this. Because at the end of the damn day, anybody that's coming in saying that shit, I'm not treating like no goddamn person who's unknowing. Y'all see what's been going on. This whole damn live stream is about what's been going on. And if you're not aware, go and check out the other videos on my channel and other new Black media anchor men and women and watch what's going on their goddamn streams. Y'all know what's happening and y'all know why we're doing what we're doing. Don't try to bring me no nonsense about trying to stop the divide when they've been divided us. and that Boule class that you're sitting there talking about, they're the key orchestrators of the divide. A B1 salute to our sister FBA, chosen by God. Thank you for your super sticker, my sister queen. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contributions as always. Family, they got their damn nerve, and that's my point about this whole god dang live stream here today. When I say salute to our good brother Melrose, I mean that. Al Sharpton got his damn nerve to call anybody an agent, and we're the only people speaking for our real interest. The only ones. And all the people that want to come in and say, well, I can understand what you're saying, but can we just stop the divide? Then how the hell are we going to get anything done if we're always merging with the goddamn bootlicks and goddamn Sambos? How do you get anything done? You see, we've been here for 60 plus damn years trying to get things done. And the key factor in all of that is that we have people like Al Sharpton undermining our every goddamn moves. I don't know why people think that they're going to come to us with that nonsense, but let me be very clear to all of you listening, all of the people who are listening and don't want to say nothing in the chat, shout out to you. All the people who are in the chat, shout out to you. But to the people who are just listening, just to hear where we're at, where we stand, let me make it perfectly clear for you people. You will not turn us around. Turn us around. Turn us around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. That day is gone. That day is dead and gone. We know what's going on and we know who the open enemies are. So, everybody get that work. Everybody catch these hands. These hands are rated E for everybody. And if you want to be peaceful, just keep our names out of your mouth. It's that damn simple. I don't know why people act like they don't understand what disrespect will get them. Anybody that understands the laws of thermodynamics, there's a law that says that every action has an equal reaction. For every action, there is an equal reaction. So if you know that there's going to be an equal reaction to the disrespect, why would you come to me and ask me to calm down on the people who's disrespecting me? So yeah, Democrats, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know who you sending all around, but you sending any bussified, weak niggas towards my way, that ain't going to work out for you. Not one bit. Because while I love being a fun-loving guy, I will drag your monkey ass to hell with no problem. Now, let's get back over here, family. I want to show you that the family are the only ones speaking up for us. Once again, I'm going to hammer this home because your Don King, I mean, not your Don Kings, your goddamn Al Sharptons, when he's saying that we should be voting for people who's going to sign the bill, and he's over there promoting, promoting people who have been quite literally blocking our bills. Like, okay, let me remind you. These were people that not only were put in for this reason, but we pushed this damn reparations bill to the forefront. And the Democratic Party in California did this.
This is Assemblyman Mr. Bryan. He's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking, and he's trying to block my access here. Why are you so upset?
You vote for 3 strikes. You put black folks in prisons, but now you want to be a reparations person. But you won't vote for the bill. I supported the bill all session.
Then bring the bill.
Will you vote for the bill, Mr.
Bring the
Senate?
bill.
Will you vote for the bill?
Bring it up.
Will you vote for reparations?
Bring it
I
up.
would love it.
Bring it up.
Let's vote for reparations
Bring
together.
it up. Bring it up.
You in, Bill?
Bring it up.
I didn't think so.
Bring it up. I'll vote for it. Bring it up. I'll vote for it.
Family, that was Democrats. That was Democrats. While Sharpton is sitting there talking about, oh yeah, y'all got to vote for somebody who's going to sign it into office. We got it to the highest form of office, and the goddamn bootlicking Democrats over there, they didn't want to bring it to the floor because Gavin Newsom told them to kill the bill. You ain't going to mention that, are you, Sharpton? Oh, yeah, I keep that as a drop so that I can drop that at any given time. Y'all not getting away from that. Let's go here, family. We understand what we need.
Niggas in Atlanta need to be ashamed of y'all self, boy. We don't let these foreign people come over here and take over all our industry, take over all our dealership. We don't have no franchise black-owned dealership in Atlanta. Yet we flexing. All of us got money. We got all the nice cars. Everybody in Atlanta, everybody black in Atlanta got nice cars. Don't none of us own no franchise dealership. We giving all our money to the Indian man. We giving all our money to foreign people who own these dealerships, who own these gas stations, who own these companies, laundry mats. We giving all our money to them. You see what I'm saying? We giving all our money. These folks don't even know how to speak English, bro. We giving them all our money, bro. We need to take that back. We need to take our black dollars back. We need to take our city back. This our city, bro. Go in the city, you see us. Go try to buy something, you see them. Only thing we want to do in the city is entertain folk. That's the only thing we want to own. We want to own a film building, film studio. Like, that's getting money in that mud every day. These folk getting money every day out of us in our neighborhood on stuff we need because we don't own it. We don't want to own it. We get our money, we leave. We go to California, we leave the state. All these rapper niggas out here none of these niggas own no dealership out here. But just at Atlanta Auto, bro. Watch this nigga, Lil Yachty come in, spend $100,000 with an Indian nigga who don't give a dang about him. Then I see another rap nigga want to come in and spend $300,000 on a car that was bought brand new for $200,000. Nigga trying to spend $300,000. You mean to tell me we gotta go through oppression, do all this to earn the money fairly? Then once we getting the money, we giving it to folk that just came over here off a boat. These niggas ain't even got no social security number, bro. You see what I'm saying? And then what we do? We sell our grandma house to them. Let trap. Let get some dope. Let get a restaurant and trap and make that mud like a trap house and call it bando. That's the only thing we know how to do. Get a restaurant, eat, do some nails, do some hair. That's the only thing we know how to do, man. And if anybody got something to say to me, boy, I quit them folk dealership. I don't make money at them folk dealership. Nigga, I quit. Soon as them niggas start treating me bad like I want nothing to remind me if I was a black man, nigga, I got up out of there, nigga. Once I realized I was better than the boss, the owner, every nigga in there doing the job, nigga, I got up out of there, nigga, and I start my own company, nigga. I don't need to be nigga, you think I'm finna be somewhere busting my butt to make another race rich, and then just for a nigga to be like, nigga, I don't like you today, nigga. You ain't gonna make no money today, nigga. And to have power over me like that, boy, you got me messed up, bro.
Now, family, I don't hear anybody in the Democratic Party talking about this. How we're being pushed out of our own damn communities and all these other people are being put into our communities with buildings. I mean, not buildings, but businesses and things like that to make sure they can extract our black dollars and send it outside of our community. Like I said, this isn't new, but guess what? We're the only ones speaking up about it. And the Democrats aren't doing anything about it. Nobody has done anything about it in over 60 years, including Al Sharpton. That's not it, family. Hold on. No, we're going to get on their case today. Because out in St. Louis, people are getting their homes stolen from them. There is deed theft going on all throughout St. Louis and other states, New York as well. There's people getting their houses stolen from them. I ain't heard nothing, not one damn thing from any of these people, including Al funky ass Sharpton. Let's go here.
Unbelievable nightmare for Jay Brandon and his family. He says he bought the house in North St. Louis for him and his family, only to discover that 3 days after he bought it, it was signed over to someone else.
And I saw some people working on it, and I was just like, dang. So I pulled up and I asked them what was going on, and they said they had got hired by the new owner to clean out the house. They told me I needed to get a police report first. So then I went and obtained the police report.
He showed St. Louis police where he'd been the rightful owner and that he had not authorized a transfer of ownership. Sure enough, police later confirmed that the property was now registered to someone else. He says they weren't sure, though, what to do about it next. He says he went back to the Recorder of Deeds office only to get the runaround to several offices at City Hall. Brandon says there were obvious signs on the quitclaim deed that something was wrong. How do you react to that?
It's sad that they could have took just an extra step to look into something. They could see the signature is day and night. I called you. I initially sent the email just reaching out because you seem to always help people.
He says he saw my story last month about attorney Bernadette Brown, who had lost her house in St. Louis because the Recorder of Deeds office approved the quitclaim deed, even though the notary that was required on the document turned out to be a fake.
It shouldn't be that easy to steal.
Louis Recorder of Deeds, Michael Butler, did talk to me for that story. Shouldn't you guys have checked the notary to make sure that the notary was legitimate?
It is not our job to check notary publics. We go through over 60,000 documents a year, and it's not our requirement to do that. So frivolous that anyone in this room or outside this room will say that we've done our job to a T.
You don't like the way the Recorder of Deeds handled this, right?
No, sir.
Sorry, family, my mic was muted. Family, as I said, we're the only ones who are out here speaking up on these issues. You ain't heard not one person in the Democratic Party talk about that. You ain't heard nobody talking about foundational Black Americans getting their house stolen from them. We build ourselves up. We spend all this money just for somebody to come and take what we just worked hard for. And that's the story of what's been going on with the Democratic Party for foundational Black Americans. There is nothing they do for us. They put people in our communities to extract from us. We are an extraction point. And nobody gives us protections. Nobody says, hey, foundational Black Americans is going through A, B, and C. Maybe we should start giving some legislation to make sure people can't go and steal somebody's damn house from up under them. But no, you don't hear none of that. You don't hear anybody talking about how racist people are in the Democratic Party. You don't hear anybody talking about anything that is not okayed by those same masters that this dude was trying to sit there and say, we're agents. Well, he don't say, or they don't say nothing that their handler do not give them to say. And I'm glad for it all. Because the more you tap dance, the more you bootlick, the more you coon. You better bet your bottom dollar that the family sees it. Let's go here.
I got a question to ask FBA Democrats. How are y'all okay with the Democratic Party who are literally asking for reparations for illegal immigrants while they are ignoring your pleas for reparations as FBAs? How are y'all okay with this? And you still vote Democrat? Huh? It is in plain sight that y'all are getting replaced by illegals because the Democratic Party have no use for you. You guys are done. You're donezo. You've served your purpose. Now they've tossed you to the side. That's why they're not speaking about reparations for you, for FBAs. They're more concerned about illegals. That's who they're trying to protect. So with you knowing this piece of information, don't you think it's now time to start taking a stance and start getting yourself and removing and distancing yourself from the Democratic Party? Isn't this enough to prove to you that the Democratic Party do not like black people? They don't like the black community. They're not for black Americans. They are not for FBAs. Should this not be a sign? Should this not be verification for y'all to wake up? Because it's really ridiculous now that you have foreign Congress people who are sitting up there in government talking about wanting reparations for illegals and bypassing FBAs? No. It's time to wake up. Because you guys are not trying to do anything about this. You've only got yourselves to blame. You guys have to put politics aside and start thinking with your brains, okay? This is bigger. This is so much bigger. And y'all need to figure it out. But most importantly, FBAs, you guys still want to be riding with the Democratic Party? Man, do not be surprised because reparations will never come to you guys. They're not going to bid for reparations for FBAs. Let me just tell you that for a fact. They're not going to. Okay? They don't care about you. They never have. They never will. And the sooner you realize that, the better for y'all. The better for y'all. That is why FBAs have now, who've wised up, they've gone out that Democratic plantation. They've gone. They've jumped ship. And they're moving on to greener pastures.
Family, shout out to our sister Brooke in the building. Much love to you, my sister Queen. Thank you for being here as always, and thank you for all the work you do in front of and behind the scenes. Happy New Black Media Appreciation Month to you, my sister Queen. Family, I'm gonna lay back, but I can lean forward. All right, family. Now let me lean forward then. No, family. So it's getting more and more apparent to everybody, even the folks who are not Black American are seeing these things. But the thing with a lot of these folks don't god dang know about us. And I said this in my video that I dropped a few days ago that says that fearmonger is fearmonger, and nonetheless, it don't matter to me if you're on the Democrat plantation or on the Republican plantation. Don't bring that fear-mongering nonsense over here to us. Now, yeah, the sister spoke some truth. I'll give her that. However, I didn't like the fact that she made it seem as if, the Republicans would do anything that the Democrats wouldn't. Both parties are pieces of shit, and that's the whole point. So, yeah, 100% fold. I did like some of the points that she made, but we're going to go to one of ours now. Let's go here.
Listen in the slave. And that half is saying, respectfully, let's vote to keep Al Sharpton out from leading the charge. Because guess what? If we ever want a reparations, Al Sharpton had 60 years to teach you. He ain't teach you that. I wouldn't. The Black leaders teach Black people how to negotiate policy because it's easier to profit off your ignorance. Make sure you like and subscribe for more.
Old or younger, raise your hand.
Y'all better hold the lines, because y'all ain't going to be able to hold them gates much longer. No, but for the gatekeepers, like Al Sharpton, people are disappointed. And now y'all was able to keep the boule a secret, but Now it's not really secret no more. People is pissed. People are pissed. It don't pay. Y'all gonna be on the wrong side of history. Y'all gonna be on the wrong side of history forever. Mind you, it's bigger than reparations. Like the way these people done sold y'all out to the medical industry, when you start keeping account to how many people have taken a check from Big Pharma.
Somebody talk about young people to tell them to just stay around. They're gonna see two people, afternoon, all of the youth in there. And I don't know, but you get provocateurs because anybody that's talking to somebody younger than them holding the mic, then you know that they paid agents.
Before we let the good brother Tim Black go, shout out to Tim Black. Let me say this as well. When he said that, I've been meaning to say this. He said that you know that somebody's an agent when they have a microphone, they're talking to people younger than them. Well, Al, what are you doing right now? You're standing behind a microphone, speaking to people who are younger than you. So did you just proclaim yourself to be the agent that you've always been? I'm just saying, like, he said that as if he wasn't sitting there doing the same damn thing. You're standing behind a microphone. And most of the majority of the people that you're actually speaking to at this conference are younger than you. I just wanted to point that out. Let's continue.
And if you're in the room, if you don't like me saying that, I'll say it again. Because you cannot get reparations without putting people in office that's going to pay them. So talk that ignorance somewhere else. And if you're in the room, if you don't like me saying that, I'll say it again. Because you cannot get reparations without putting people in office that's going to pay them. So talk that ignorance somewhere else. So people talking about we have been for all of our existence fighting for reparations, made every candidate pledge to it. You cannot get reparations unless you elect folk that's gonna pay it. Who you gonna pay yourself? So you can't at one hand say everybody don't vote for everybody, they racist, but I want reparations. Who gonna pay you? So either you paid or you stupid or both.
Yeah, see how they do? See how it is? They never talk this way to white folks, and white folks make demands. When white folks tell Al to jump, Al gets to jumping. Don't he though? When them white liberals tell him to jump, he's like, how high? Am I up high enough, boss? When the black people tell him something, he got something to say. He got to come back. He gonna call them stupid or ignorant or dumb. Sounds just like Roland. But here's the thing. Al, so let me get this right. You say National Action Network has always advocated for reparations. Why is it that it's never been brought up for a vote on the floor? Why has it never been brought up on the vote for a vote on the floor since you've been advocating for it? So basically what you're saying is you are ineffective and you've been unhelpful in the one thing that black people have unanimously supported. You've been unable with all your time. Because that bill been around since 88. And all that time, you haven't been able to get your party to bring a vote on that bill? I think we need to replace you, Al. I think your days is over, Al. I think you're a problem, Al. You ain't getting it done. You either an impediment or you ain't trying. Which one is it? You either not on that side or you ineffective. You either a co-mingler or you are a defector. Something's going on, Al. You ain't been a part of the solution. So when we get some people that can be with Black America, to help lead Black America, that aren't on the take and that can get shit done.
Shout out to Tim Black. And I 100% agree. Like I said at the beginning of this, Sharpton, you're a failure. You're a failure. If you hang your hat off of the 35 years that you've had this organization, off of the 60 plus years that you've been around in the civil rights movement, if you hang your hat on all of that and then you say we've been fighting for reparations throughout our whole lives and careers, then you're a failure. You failed. And the fact that you failed and you're now trying to derail the people who've actually got the conversation moving again, that right there alone shows everybody, the world, who's really the agent. It's that simple. It's that plain. And another thing, you're saying that we need to vote for Democrats, and I just showed all these videos showing that we're the only ones that speak for ourselves. I showed Jim Clyburn talking about how, you never get it. Excuse me, family. He was talking about how he'll never get it, we'll never get it. I played Obama talking about that's not how America works. And now we got to talk about your Congressional Coon Caucus, because your Congressional Coon Caucus move in the same way that Al Sharpton moves, in the very same way. And I did not bring this up when the Ghanaians came over here, but Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump wasn't the only two people that was up there to support. James Small wasn't the only person that was up there to support. The Congressional Black Talkers, the Congressional Coon Caucus, the Congressional Tether Caucus was right there with them. Let's go here.
A president in New York begging for reparations for the transatlantic slave trade. You know who else backed him? Al Sharpton and the Black Caucus. Listen to this.
Reverend Al Sharpton, thank you for joining us at the African Burial Grounds this morning. Thank you very much. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus are here. Let's recognize you. Thank you very much.
Check this out. Al Sharpton is a Cherokee. Look, they say that, his lineage is complex. Isn't all Black Americans' lineage complex? But one thing about it is 100% American lineage based, lineage rooted, right? And the Black Caucus, what are you doing advocating to give reparations to foreigners, to some immigrants like this? They're foreigners to me. The Black Caucus and the African Union is a match made in heaven, because they absolutely do nothing for the people they represent. Look at Africa, and the Africans in Africa is in shambles. And why y'all not in the UAE? Why y'all not asking the Arabs for reparations? Because they're dragging Africans like left and right. Look at Sudan. Look, the Arabs funded what's going on in Sudan. All those unalivings. Yeah. And they still selling Africans in the Middle East today. Why they not up there in the UAE? Why they not up there asking those leaders for reparations? That's actually those atrocities is happening against their very own people, right? But anyway, America was like, look at this. America is like, yeah, y'all can miss us with that reparation stuff. We're not giving y'all reparations. Black Americans been fighting for reparations since the 1800s. Shout out to Cali and your boy Isaiah. Black Americans been fighting for reparations since the 1700s. Now, Callie House and Isaiah Dickerson was like one of the first movements for reparations, as a collective whole. You have individuals that won their reparation cases successfully, like Belinda Sutton. Yeah, Belinda Sutton was one of the earliest known petitioners that was successful, and this happened in 1783. Then you had Queen Mother Moore. She had her reparation movement from 1920s to the 1990s. That was similar to Callie House and Isaiah. Then you had Henrietta Wood. Y'all seen that Ghana president in?
So, family, if we don't have anybody in the Congressional Black Caucus or the Congressional Tether Talkers, if we have nobody there, if we have nobody in Congress that speaks for us, whether on the House or the Senate, if we have nobody in high public area or high public office speaking for us, then you better bet your bottom dollar that we're going to speak for our damn selves. We've wasted so much time thinking that people had our good interest at heart, and they never did. They never did. And now we're in the time that the ancestors can look at us and be proud, because we're not falling for the old school chicanery anymore. We're not falling for the okie doke. We're not being hoodwinked or led astray anymore by the hoodwinker and the led astrayer, Al Sharpton, or anybody else. This is a different time and a different era. We know, like they know, the type of people who speaks very elegantly for us. Like, once again, a B1 salute and a happy god dang new black media to our good brother Marcel Dixon. We know how to speak for ourselves and do it elegantly. Let's go.
Reparations is not based on race. It's based on status. A black person who comes here from Nigeria or Jamaica or Brazil, they're not owed a penny from America. They chose to come here. We are talking about the people who are freedmen, the descendants of people emancipated by this country. We still know those people because you are one of those people. I am one of those people. A lot of those people here in the audience, I just told you I could break down my genealogy. My dear Nana was 101 when she died. My great-grandfather just died 3 weeks ago. He was 100. He remembers fighting alongside white veterans in World War II. He remembers coming back and seeing his white veterans get homes and lands and pensions and the door being slammed in his face. And we are going to say that America that says liberty and justice for all, that's okay, get over it, keep it moving, while we have to hear never forget for everyone else's tragedy. And as far as from where reparations will come, I need people to stop thinking is going to come from their tax dollars. Look at all the trillions that America spends right now. We talk about inflation, the invisible tax. We have something called the PPP loans. Do we remember the PPP loans? America spent $6 trillion on PPP loans. You know what they just did? They canceled all of it. And we didn't even know. America gave the corporations, the banks alone, $29 trillion. You know what they did with that? They canceled all of it. So let's stop acting as if America is as hamstrung by debt as they want to pretend. Because when America wants to pay for something, they find a way to do it. And truth be told, the corporations, again, aren't hurting. The defense manufacturers aren't hurting. It's only Americans who are hurting. And that is a choice. We all know it's a choice. That's why we're running for office, because we know this country can do better. So I refuse to accept that this country can't do right by a people they've wronged for centuries, and I refuse to accept that any justice-minded person thinks that's the right thing to do.
But I'll say that that's the best explanation that I've heard of that, so thank you for that.
Reparations is not...
Shout out to our good brother Marcel Dixon. When I say our brother Greg puts his foot in they butts every chance that he gets, I mean it. I mean it. Matter of fact, let's go here. And he's consistent with it too. Hold on. Let me pull this down for a hot second, because I want to show you the consistency of foundational Black Americans. Because we know who speaks for us and who doesn't.
They've done a study on Holocaust survivors and Holocaust survivors' descendants and have shown that they show more trauma than Jewish people who are not Holocaust survivors. And that lasted for like a decade. So you can just imagine the trauma that Black America has inherited from centuries of government-sanctioned anti-Black racism. But it's hard to calculate mental, emotional trauma. You can calculate land that's been stolen. You can calculate the fact that at the end of the Civil War, when slavery ended, the value of all Black people, who unfortunately the bodies had a price tag attached to it, will be worth in today's dollars between $48 to $82 trillion. You can't calculate the lost opportunities from Black Wall Streets that were destroyed, or the Federal Housing Authority that received a memo from the government to put highways and railroads through Black neighborhoods. Those things can be calculated.
A lot
came up with our own formula.
I'm limited with time, so I don't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to get to this very specific point. A lot of facts in there, so let the fact check a lot of some of that was brought up. But what I wanted to get to is $2.8 million. Where do you believe that money is going to come from?
It will come from the federal government, just like the funding for Ukraine has come from the federal government. The funding for the PPP loans came from the federal government. The funding for these COVID-19 vaccines came from the federal government. The funding for the wars that have been fought. The funding to bail out the banks.
Right, but Mr. Dixon, really quickly here, that you are correct. It comes, that money that you're talking about comes from the federal government. They get that money from taxpayers. There are many taxpayers, many that had nothing to do with slavery. You believe that everyone should be paying tax-paying money to go towards reparations of $2.8 million. Is that your stance?
Number one, that money will not come from tax revenue. If anyone knows the basics of how it works from the federal government level, the federal government does not depend on tax revenue to fund the federal government. States do, not the federal government. That's number one. But number two, even if it did come from tax revenue, which it will not, think about all the times Black Americans were denied their rights, but our tax revenue, if I accept what you're saying as the truth, went to programs that Black Americans were not able to benefit from, and which we had nothing to do with, such as paying reparations to the Japanese Americans who were interned when we helped to stop.
So where do federal taxes go to? When you work in your job, you do know that taxes come from your paycheck, state and federal. Where's that money going?
The federal government does collect taxes, but it's mainly as an incentive that helps stimulate the economy, to get people to participate in the economy. Okay. The federal government tax revenue, in reality, really functions as a supplement to the money that the federal government can generate as a monetary sovereign. A monetary sovereign, as said by Ben Bernanke and Alan Greenspan, who were chairs of the Federal Reserve, that the United States government can generate as much revenue as it needs. The main limit is inflation, not a limit to what they can generate based on tax revenue.
We got to stop it there. We're out of time. I know your website's got all your information. And of course, again, facing off against Jim Clyburn. So running in a primary against a well-known congressman. So we'll keep an eye on your campaign. Greg Marcel Dixon, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you all for having me. Take care.
Shout out to our good brother, Greg Marcel Dixon. Like I said, we know who speaks for us. And I like the opportunity to answer the question that the dude asked about taxpayers paying reparations. Now, whether or not taxpayers pay for reparations matters not to me, because the money from the government, the federal government and state government and all of that, whatever money they have, they owe us. So when a person asks, well, do you think people who just got here yesterday that had nothing to do with slavery should pay? Yes. Yes. Every goddamn person who comes to America knowing that America owes a debt, guess what? They have to pay that debt too. Period, point in black. There is no way around it. Why? Because when your tax money do go to the government, you don't get a say in what they do with it. You don't. You don't get to go up to Donald Trump and tell him that you don't like what he's doing with the war. You didn't put your tax money in for that he needs to stop. You can't do it. You ain't going up to Congress telling them to stop giving your tax money, the U.S. aid. You're not going up to Congress telling them that you don't want money going to goddamn sex changes out in freaking Brazil. This is not your area of expertise if you think that I'm going to say, well, since, not everybody participated in slavery, then no, everybody shouldn't have to pay. No. If you hear, you pay. You moved to this country knowing it had a debt. Guess what? You're going to help it pay off its debt. You're not about to move to Germany and then tell Germany that, hey, we don't want our tax dollars going to reparations for the top hat community, are you? Because it wouldn't make any sense. And they would freaking kick you out the damn country 9 times out of the 10. So why would we allow anybody to come to America in a land that our ancestors built and America owe us for, to then turn around and say, well, we wasn't here when this happened? Well, what does that matter? You're here now. And guess what? You pay taxes, those taxes go to the government, and whatever happens with those taxes happens. You don't get a say. You didn't get a say when the freaking we were sending billions of dollars over to Iran, and that is more unpopular than reparations, because we actually have a larger number of people that believed in reparations, if you look at the numbers, than there was of people who thought that it was a good idea to be funding Ukraine. Look that up. So it don't matter what these people want. They know what the hell is owed to us. That's why they come here, to eat off of what our ancestors built, to eat off of the wealth that our ancestors created. Let me be very, very clear, because the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter if they don't want to pay it. It has to be paid. I don't want to pay extra money when I go overseas because I got an American visa. But guess what? If I go overseas with an American visa, I'm going to have to pay for whatever they freaking charge me. If I want a bottle of water and they charge Americans $7 for a bottle of water, but they're charging their natives $2 for a bottle of water, guess what? If I want that bottle of water, I got to pay it. It matters not whether or not it's fair. So anybody on this land, I don't give a damn if you got here 100 years ago, 50 years ago, or yesterday. If you are an American citizen, then guess what? You got to pay. Because you're going to pay regardless. You just don't know what they're going to use what you're paying for. They don't come out every year with a set out budget sheet for all Americans to say, hey, here you go. Look at this budget sheet. Let us know, is everything good? If you think we should remove something, let us know, and then we can remove it. And then, we'll use this as our budget. America's never done that. No other country around the globe has ever done that. So if you're in America, shut the hell up and pay your goddamn taxes and watch us work. I don't give a damn if you like it or not. If you don't like it, leave. Because this country owes a debt, and it's going to pay what the hell it owes. Shout out to our good brother once again. Family, I want to go here as well in closing, because you all know that I don't subscribe to either party, and I know that you all don't subscribe to either party. But for all the people who's going to watch this and say, oh, well, he's just MAGA. He's just MAGA. No. Damn MAGA too. They got to cut the check as well. I am not one of those type of people who have a dog in the fight. I don't have a dog in the fight between the Republicans and Democrats. I don't. The only dog that I have in the fight is making sure that those resources go to my community. I'm not responsible for making sure the Democrats get into power, and neither are any of you. And I'm not responsible for making sure any of the Republicans get into power, and neither are either of you. And if it's so important for either side to say, Black Americans, please come help us. We don't want these people back in office, or we got to get these people out of office. If it's such a detrimental time in the world, if we're living in harsh times, the worst times we've ever lived in, some might say, then why haven't you taken the time to come to us and say, hey, shit's about to hit the fan. And in order to make sure the shit doesn't hit the fan, let me go ahead and give you guys what you want. You guys wanted reparations, right? Okay, let me go ahead and let's put together a reparations bill. Oh, you already got one. Oh, fantastic. All we got to do is take it to the floor. Hey, you guys say you needed a black hate crime bill, correct? Yeah, you know, that other party ain't trying to do anything to protect you guys. So let us go ahead and let's bring the black hate crime bill to the floor. If you make sure we get into office, we'll make sure, if you give us the overwhelmingly majority, if you make sure that we get in and we run the show, we'll make sure not only to pass that bill, but we'll make sure to pass several other bills like reparations or different policies that benefit different communities around the foundational Black American community base. If I want your vote, then damn it, I'm going to talk to you like not only I got sense, but you got sense. If I know the sky is falling and the only way to stop the sky from falling is to make sure a group of people gets what they ask for, then guess what? I'm going to make sure that group of people get what they ask for. I don't want to see Chicken Little running around here and nobody's really trying to do no business. Damn Chicken Little. I've been hearing the bastard scream the sky is falling for over 60 damn years. Where's the business? Where's the check? Cut the check. Where is our resources? Bring us our resources. Otherwise, both parties, left, right, Green Party. You can start a new party tomorrow, Polka Dot Party. If it does not benefit foundational Black Americans, guess what? We don't give a flying F what you got to say, what you got to do, or what's about to hurt you. Because didn't nobody give a damn about us, what we had to say, what we needed to do, and whether or not people was hurting us. Very simple and plain. But let me go here. Many of you might know this pastor here. Go ahead and let him talk.
Are we actually in a place where the only way you can be Black and stand with your people is to be a Democrat? Now, if that's where we are, we're the dumbest people on the face of the planet. And we're the only people in America who operate that way. You can be white and be a Republican or a Democrat. Hispanic and be a Republican or a Democrat. Praise the Lord. Whatever, and be a Republican or a Democrat. But if you're Black, the only way you can be an authentic Black person is to be a Democrat. That's stupid. And you know what it means? It means that explains why we spend half the time, or maybe even more, out of power. I've said for years, we need to operate politically, and I want to make this clear, in a way where both parties will compete for our vote. When one party knows that they're going to get your vote no matter what, you get nothing from that party. When another party knows that they're not going to get your vote no matter what, you get nothing from that party. So then you end up in no man's land. We are not married to the Democrat Party. People have a right to choose. And if you choose to be a Democrat, if you choose to be a Republican, if you choose to be independent, as I am, that doesn't make you more Black nor less Black. It means you're an American participating in the process. And God is on our side. Now, if we want to talk about whose side God is on, it's the Democrats who are pushing same-sex marriage. It's the Democrats who are pushing letting children get mutilated. little 8-year-old boys getting turned into girls. It's the Democrats who are 100% in their platform behind abortion and abortion rights up till the time of birth. If we start talking about whose side God is on, you got to dismiss most of the scripture to be a Democrat. Well, there are other things. What other things? What's more important than life? Trump ain't no good. Yeah, but he signed an executive order to protect Christians.
Now, I will say this. Shout out to him. And I know he's doing the Christian thing. But if he could sign an executive order to protect Christians, he can sign an executive order to protect foundational Black Americans. It's that simple. So even with the family preaching and everything else, we still got to throw our 2 cents in to make sure people understand that, yeah, don't think that that's what we're looking for. It's not about Christianity to us. It is not about Christianity to us. It is about 999. The ether, us. It's about making sure we are protected. It's about making sure that we can progress and that we don't have to worry about anybody that's rolling on any Tom, Dick, and Harry unaliving us and them getting off, especially when they have malicious intent. But I'll let them continue. Shout out to Ronnie LaRonda, much love to you. Thank you for your super chat, your Cash App. Excuse me, your Cash App is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always. Much love to you. Let's continue.
He's no good, but the polls show that Christianity now has leveled off and is going back on the rise again since he's been in office. You just got to do your homework. Now you start talking about whose side God is on. No, the question not whose side God is on. The question is the question Moses asked. Who's on the Lord's side?
All right, Pastor. I'll let you finish that for a reason. I'm not here to say that the Lord, let me be very clear. I'm not here to say that Donald Trump is on the Lord's side. But sometimes the Lord used people that you would never expect to benefit the children of the Most High. Let me say that again. Sometimes the Lord will use people that you least expect to do the good deed that will benefit the Most High's children. When I say that Donald Trump is a tool, I mean that. And I don't even mean a tool for me. I mean a tool of the Most High. Whatever the Most High use him for, may the Most High will be done. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be in the best interest of the Most High's children. Because that's how the Most High operates. So at the end of the day, if the Most High decides to use Kamala, may the Most High's will be done. My point is this. If any of these parties think that they're going to actually get any of us to become so fearful of the next party just to get a vote, these people are sadly mistaken. They didn't learn nothing from the last election, either side. And see, I could see why the Republicans would think that, oh, you know, we getting some more black support because black people didn't show up. So they think in their head intrinsically, well, since they didn't show up for Kamala, that means that they ride with Donald Trump. No. Both of y'all, Donald Trump and Kamala, neither one of them is for the foundation of Black American community. Even if they were, it really doesn't matter to me until they bring something tangible to us. And I mean directly to us. I mean speaking to us. I mean getting behind a podium with a microphone, saying our name out loud and saying this is for us, in the very same way that Donald Trump just ordered the freaking head of HUD to give $1 billion to help displace Indian tribes. The same people that he said didn't look like Indians to him, he just allocated $1 billion to. Why are people having such a hard time understanding what we're fighting for? It's because they're not trying to understand what we're fighting for. They don't care what we're fighting for or why we're fighting. It's because it's all about changing what we say, flipping the narrative. This whole goddamn conference, they were taking things that we say and flipping it and flopping it around in order to fit their narrative. And it ain't working. And I'm glad it ain't working. The amount of foundational Black Americans waking up to this nonsense has hit a critical mass, and all these people who are running around here complaining, calling people agents and things like that are only showing themselves to be what the hell they truly are, which is the agent in which they're trying to project onto somebody else. This is a new time and a new day. You can't call everybody a damn agent because you're going to have a lot more people popping up on you, Al. And not just you, other people within the Democratic Party and other people that the Democratic Party uses shields. And for all the people who ask the question, well, why don't foundational Black Americans ask the Republicans for reparations? Let me be very clear. The Republicans ain't banging on my door every 4 years. The Republicans ain't banging on my door every 2 years. The Republicans ain't calling my phone every 2-4 years talking about, hi, big head. I know we ain't talked in a while. I know the last time we spoke, I disrespected you and I put a bunch of people in front of you, but I would love for you to come on down and support me in what I'm doing over here. I don't get that from the Republicans. I didn't vote for the Republicans for 60 plus years. My ancestors did. Excuse me. My ancestors voted for the Democratic Party, not the Republican Party, for up to 60 plus years. They didn't vote for the Republican Party. So the Republican Party, while they are responsible for this debt as well, you coming to me for my vote. They're not. And when they come to us for our vote, I say the same damn thing. In the very same way, I dropped that video with the young lady trying to fearmonger people over to the Republican plantation, talking about we can't get let the Democrats back into office because they're going to go door to door asking if you voted for Trump. And if you say yes, then they're going to punish you. How are they going to punish you? Well, they're just going to punish you. Well, if you tell them who you voted for, that's your fault because, your vote is your private property. So if you tell them and you're afraid of being punished, if you're scared, go to church. And not this one. We're tired. And we're done. It's that simple. We're tired of the bootlicks. We're tired of the politicians. We're tired of all these freaking immigrants who disrespect us. We're tired of the tethers who disrespect us. Whether they are goddamn legal or illegal. We're sick of it all. And everybody can catch this. I told you. These hands are rated for everybody. E for everybody. So don't be surprised when we pop up on you swinging these hands. It's like our sister just said, it is long overdue. Y'all got away with so much for so damn long. And that's one of the reasons why it's kind of hard to shake you out of this, because you've been living in the reality in which you've been living in for a long time. And now we're coming around really shaking people out of that fever dream that they were living in. And we're bringing them back to reality. And it's kind of like what Neo said, what Morpheus told Neo in the Matrix. If people, you can't just go around waking people up. You got to give them a choice, or else 9 times out of the 10, they're going to fight against you with every being in their body. This is what's happening with us right now. What we're doing is shaking people out of the matrix, and they're fighting it with every being in their body. They don't know how to deal with it. They're trying to get put back into the matrix. The matrix has been destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. Neo ain't had nothing to do with it. Foundational Black Americans had everything to do with it. And ain't no getting back into the matrix. You're done here. You're going to have to live in reality from now on. And the reality is, we are not your whipping mules. And we don't go around just doing what you say because people put a title on you. Foundational Black Americans are moving in the way that we always should have been moving, with purpose and on code. No leader necessary. Just purpose and code. And the ancestors putting the battery in our backs. So, Reverend Al and all the other bootlicks out there, I want you to hear me and hear me clear. Your time here is done. Your time here is done. It's time for you to cash out. Because if you don't, everywhere you go, you're going to catch this FBA hell. Because I would rather give you hell than to destroy our heaven. It is that simple. With that being said, family, if you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm and get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. Family, I want to thank each and every one of you. Like I said, I didn't do a sound off like I usually do, because usually when I have a guest, I like to get right into the nitty gritty, because you never know how much time a person has with you. So you never want to take up anybody's time as a host. That's just something I've learned, and I actually used to host my radio show on AM 1620, the Eagle Radio Network. So I do have a little experience when it comes to interviewing people. And that has been one of my biggest things that I've learned about people. Don't play with their time and respect their time. 2 things that I've learned. Not the only things, but those are the 2 things that I hold dearly in my heart. The petition is in the description. So all you got to do is click the description, and it says the RDAS Act, and it stands for Reparations for the Descendants of American Slavery. Family, I want to show each and every one of you love. Much love to each and every one of you. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. All those who were in the chat, all those who wasn't in the chat, all those who donated by super chat or by Cash App. Much love to each and every one of you. All my mods, my members, my patrons, a certified B1 salute. Y'all got another video coming tomorrow. And then Patreon, you have a Patreon exclusive tomorrow. It has music in it, so it's going to be only on Patreon for that one. Family, I want you all to have a beautiful rest of your evening. And with that being said, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. So fuck everybody. I'm out.